up on the platform. Hold on, I'm not gonna live so hold on. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, because I didn't know this, you can't say certain things on TikTok. So while I'm live on TikTok, I won't be able to tell you guys though. Let me mute myself on TikTok. Hold on. Let me mute myself on TikTok so I can tell you. Alright. Where we go? Mute. So I cannot say hit the like button while I'm on TikTok. Alright? So hit the like button on YouTube, people. Thank you. Yes. So on TikTok you cannot beg gifts. You cannot beg likes. You can't do none of those things. So on TT, big up. Thanks for the follow. So the people on TikTok want to know what to do in ways to support the platform. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's a lot of things that we have to talk about. No, sir. So there was an allegation, well, there was a report, a breaking news that I was listening to Dre Bryan live. There was a breaking news on there that allegedly Floyd Green collapsed. You know, he collapsed and was rushed to the scene. Alright, so I'm back, guys. I'm back over by Bolo VNR 2.0. I had to share out the live, guys, so please bear with me. No. Ladies and gentlemen, Cliff Hughes is unhinged. Cliff Hughes is unhinged. Cliff Hughes has lost his God-given mind. I mean, the man, there's a new audio with Cliff Hughes. I can't believe it. No, man. Cliffy, what is happening, sir? You need to be checked in a Cliffy. You need to be checked. You understand what I say? You need to be checked, Cliffy. This not look good. Let me see if I can find the clip, ladies and gentlemen. Cliff Hughes has lost his God-given mind. Let me see.
Of this country remain firm and steadfast. Everything them plan backfired.
I want to continue to cover them. I want to continue. And they got the level of...
You know, suffer yet? Are we make no entity a collapse? No, a bex, but a stoop so low. We have class, Cliff. Box in our face and do the things them to.
Deaton Campbell.
I'm not sure if you all are aware, but
listen to this.
Those working for NNN, they are throwing some tantrum.
Listen to this.
And they are blaming the PNP for the radio station to be going down. You know, hear it?
Yes.
Cliff, you say the PNP make them light cut off. Cliff say PNP making campaign staff. Cliff say PNP making get evicted. One whole heap of something Cliff come out, all blame Dayton Campbell. Say Dayton not spend no money with him. How we have said the by-election and the local government election was fair. How they did a good coverage and we didn't even spend $1 with them. You know, hear him? Cliff come out and say we making light cut off up at Bradley Avenue. Cliff come out and say we cause him for campaign staff them. You don't hear it, people? More often if you don't hear it. Well, let us see if I can pull it up so I can hear the meltdown. You know, listen to this here.
But let me remind our listeners, last year, after the local government elections, Dr. Dayton Campbell, the General Secretary of the People's National Party, virtually taunted us when he said that coverage that Nationwide provided was fair and balanced to the People's National Party. They got a lot of exposure on this station, and they did not spend $1 in advertising with us. He taunted.
No, hold on there. Wait. Cliff Hughes. I mean, I understand Cliff Hughes. I mean, you sound entitled, brother. You sound very entitled. Why does the PNP have to spend $1 with you? Over here on my platform, I endorse the PNP. The PNP has never spent $1 with me. But you don't see me coming online. What last time I go on my baby? My bononos. You don't see me going online saying, oh, you know, the PNP is trying to tear me down and sabotaging my platform because they don't spend any money with me. Cliff Hughes, what is wrong with you? You sound very entitled. Right to the comrade, them are right through. Eh? You sound very entitled, Cliff Hughes. I am shocked, as a matter of fact, at this comment from Cliff Hughes. So, are you doing your job as a media entity? Right? People, look for me on YouTube, please. Do this to the screen for me now. Thank you very much. Thank for the people that are on here on TikTok doing the right thing. Right, Lorraine? What's up, Lorraine? Bless up yourself, my darling. Right? So, I'm kind of confused, Cliff Hughes. I'm very confused. Are you doing your journalistic work because you believe in what you're doing, and are you doing it to get curry favor? I mean, I understand, because this particular statement blew my mind, to be honest with you. Right? It blew my mind. I don't get it.
To us in saying that. Deaton Campbell said that our coverage of the local elections were fair and balanced. Yes? And they got the level of exposure that they could not complain about. And yet they did not spend $1 with us. And I say, let me finish.
Hey, the man heated enough. Let me finish. What's up, my baby? You alright? No, you so long you come here, so much time you come here. Don't make me call you, just look on me. May I suffer. We need to set an appointment. Okay? Yeah, me I say people, on a big man level. Why does Cliff Hughes feel so entitled that when it comes to the PNP spending money with them? I don't get it. PNP not spending money with me. ABI News, the PNP has spent money with you. Aromatic TV, the PNP has spent money with you. Who else? At 5 Press, Wagwan Babes, the PNP has spent money with you at 5 Press. Who advocate for the PNP more than at 5 Press? Who has been championing Mark Golding and letting us know the character of the man more than at the press? At 5 Press, PNP has spent money with you. You don't know what Cliff Hughes about. Cliff Hughes are mad here. Me I hear this pan Joy Brian. Cliff Hughes are mad hearted. No, sir.
I'm not sure if you all are aware, but those working for NNN, they are throwing some tantrum. And they are blaming the PNP for the radio station to be going under. You know hear it?
Yeah.
Cliff Hughes said the PNP make them light cut off. Cliff said PNP making campaign staff. Cliff said PNP making get evicted.
No.
One whole heap of something Cliff come out. All I blame Deaton Campbell. Said Deaton not spend no money with him.
Wow.
How we have said the by-election and the local government election was fair.
Yeah.
How they did a good coverage and we didn't even spend $1 with them. When you know hear him? Cliff come out, I see how we making light cut off up at Bradley Avenue. Cliff come out and I see how we cause him for campaign staff them.
My God.
You know hear it, people?
Yes.
I want to know if you don't hear it.
You know enough people in here.
Well,
I force me here.
make us see if I can pull it up so I can hear the meltdown. You know listen to this here.
Pull it up.
Let me remind our listeners, last year, after the local government elections, Dr. Deaton Campbell, the General Secretary of the People's National Party, virtually taunted us when he said that coverage that Nationwide provided was fair and balanced to the People's National Party. They got a lot of exposure on this station, and they did not spend $1 in advertising with us. He taunted us in saying that. Dayton Campbell said that. Our coverage of the local elections was fair and balanced. Yes? And they got the level of exposure that they could not complain about. And yet they did not spend $1 with us. And I say, let me finish. Let me say it. Because I'm going to start talking up and telling the stories now.
You hear him? Let me finish, because I'm going to start talk up the things them and talk the things them. What a meltdown.
You know, look good.
Cliff Hughes say a date making campaign staff, a date making how much rent, a date making get evicted. Because the PNP and as the general secretary we not spend no money with him. But Cliff Hughes, let me remind.
So at 5% hear that one, yo, the man all blame the YouTuber them, you know. Me know same the hey, you know call the name, but me know same talk about you. You got hear, listen to this. You got hear.
You.
Oh my God.
The same dating this where you say you want boxing in face and do the things them too. Why would dating stoop to the gutter to come and look at the people?
Yes. Talk up.
The same dating where Cliff promised boxing a face. Why would the general secretary of the PNP grace your platform or even encourage others to come and hear? The only time Nationwide makes sense are when the people gather up, you know, and when you hear say one comrade or PNP go up on the station if clarify or just to grace them platform. That is the only time NNN makes sense, you know.
This is funny.
Cliff Hughes is in a meltdown. I blame the PNP.
Rough.
Say we and give them no business. What Cliff do with the money where the government give him? All kind of outside broadcast and a penny if he go live stream and bring forth live telecast airway show, you know. And Cliff I blame Dayton. The man saying ready now if we talk up the things them. What is there to talk about, Cliff?
That one.
It gets worse, Jamaica. Now listen to him.
This entity continues to suffer at the hands of PNP supporters.
Well, are the people of Jamaica, Cliff Hughes said this entity continues to suffer.
Jesus.
So NNN suffer? Lord Jesus have mercy, Jamaica people in our area. Cliff said,
not my word. According to Cliff Hughes, the entity which is NNN is suffering, ladies and gentlemen. Mighty God.
This entity, this news entity continue to suffer under the hands of the PNP because we not give them no show, we not invite them to come do no coverage for we. Then you say you want box the general secretary in his face and do the thing. Why would the PNP come on your radio station and stoop so low? We have class.
Come on.
Cliff.
Talk to him. Talk to him.
The man said the PNP caused them station for suffer. So we make you get evicted from Upper Bradley Avenue, Cliff? We make you have to move gone downtown? No, me just want to make sure me get exactly what I'm saying. You know. What has Dayton Campbell done to you? Jamaica people and a little bit of things NNN say and do to Mark Golden and them bring we down, you know?
True, man. True.
Them bring we down, you know? Every minute, every hour, Tana Thomas do it a morning time with George Davis from 6 to 10. And when they feel like them not satisfied, Cliff Hughes take it up from 10 o'clock right back to the afternoon. And then when they're not satisfied, then come on 6 o'clock in the evening, and the PNP again, right around the clock. And then bring down PNP.
Wow.
And through it all,
what's up, Maurice?
the people of this country remain firm and steadfast. Everything them plan backfired.
Yep.
Eh?
Yep.
And here we have a total meltdown of Cliff Hughes saying the PNP caused them and the entity to be suffering. Then Cliff, when you're there on your platform
I mean, if them
and host the PNP, and you not do your due diligence and hold the government accountable,
right?
You not think Jamaican people are going to look upon you with side eyes.
Simple logic.
Them are going to make you look like say you is a labor right. As much as you want to come out and say you're neutral, we all know you're not. I have never heard you spoke with to a Labour Party MP or representative the way you spoke. When last year Cliff saying want physically assault a Labour right, but you have the audacity to say you want box for me General Secretary in your face? Eh? And then you come now a Bex, but how we make NNN, PNP and make NNN suffer because we don't want to do no business with them. Eh? PNP have shame and we have...
Me said this yesterday. I wonder if Cliff Hughes delusional. Oh, you for disrespect. Dr. Dayton Campbell was second in command, or top 3, top 5 in the People's National Party. Oh, you for... And a man will represent Mark Golding. Defend Mark Golding, the leader of the party, to the core. Oh, you for this him and expect the party for the business with you? You're sick, man. I said it before. That is like disrespecting Horace Chang and expect, say, Andrew go do business with you. Horace Chang, you know? Horace Chang. That's like disrespecting Horace Chang and expect, say, Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party I gotta do any bit. You're mad, you're sick in the head. You're sick, man. You're sick.
Class. And we not gonna make no boy or girl. We are disrespect with morning, noon, and night.
Exactly.
One thing we know with Fimi General Secretary. Anybody
Thanks for the likes, guys. Thanks for the likes.
We go where we are celebrated and not tolerated. We don't want NNN tolerate we. NNN are going to live to celebrate the PNP. Let me say, Cliff Hughes have to come down. George have to come down and Tana Thompson and the big spread out boy, the next one we sit down over there. Why name? I don't know, but some young people over there, you know, they work for the under table salary. Can't pay them, you know. Remember Miss Kitty did have left NNN, you know. Remember Miss Kitty say her little dividends now pay, her little insurance now pay. Cliff Hughes. And we make no entity a collapse. Eh? And we make no entity a collapse. What you do with all of them, the money they JLP pay, look how much as you run for them. You need to prioritize. Make one shopping list like what everybody do when the month time come. This a for me rent, this a for me light bill, this a for me internet, this a for me bus fare, and this a for who me owe for the month.
Yeah.
Budget yourself, Cliff. You get millions in advertisement from the government. What you do with them, the money there, you dey pay yacht. And I throw a big party. I don't look at no one go this morning. Big party for the exclusives while your staff them no pay, rent no pay. Can't pay a light bill. Get evicted and you have the audacity if you want to come blame Fimi General Secretary. Say we make you suffer. We don't say you not suffer yet. You not suffer yet. The time you take a invest in a big breast, a medium breast and small breast, and I put on look at one class and then this morning, you know, top invest in the breast them.
Mighty God.
When me say top invest in the big breast them where you can manage, you know, you can afford big breast, stick to the medium and small breast them, and top hang your money where you can reach it.
No,
here your staff big breast, I go kill someone. No. When me say top invest in a big brace, you know the kind of party them where you put on a full time, now you scale back and pay your staff. Too much investment in a big brace will kill you.
Bangarang.
It gets worse, Jamaica. No listen to him.
Yes.
Full meltdown. Listen to them over there.
Make me slow it down back. Can I speed it up a little bit, you know? Because I know Dre Bryan speak kind of slow. Speed it up. Let me see.
But them a blame PNP for make them radio stations suffer. Listen to him, but I go and talk up the things them now and I go and talk up the put on your big drawers. Cliff, we are listening.
Let me remind our listeners.
Listen this.
Last year, after the local government elections, Dr. Dayton Campbell, the General Secretary of the People's National Party, virtually taunted us when he said that coverage that Nationwide provided was fair and balanced to the People's National Party. They got a lot of exposure on this station, and they did not spend $1 in advertising with us. He taunted us in saying that. Dayton Campbell said that. Our coverage of the local elections were fair and balanced. Yes? And they got the level of exposure that they could not complain about. And yet they did not spend $1 with us. And I say, let me finish. Let me say it. Because I'm going to start talking up and telling the stories now. This entity continues to suffer at the hands of PNP supporters.
Which bro are going?
PNP leaders. Some of them, not all of them. Let me make that very clear. Some of them, not all of them. And yet, we have refused and will continue to refuse to the annoyance of some of our biggest listeners and most consistent listeners who tell us, why don't we carry PNP in the news? Why don't we invite them to the program?
What going to do?
Right? Why? And I'm here to know. I want to continue to cover them. I want to continue to carry them on the news. Yeah? Look on YouTube and you see them say it every day. Every day.
Hey, at a vibe person here, the woman. You hear what the man say? Look at YouTube. Them say it every day. The man a listen with on YouTube. Let me play that back. Make me play that back.
Cover them. I want to continue to carry them on the news. Yeah? Look on YouTube and you see them say it every day. Every day. The YouTubers vex. And I say to you, YouTubers, every day, I'm here to know. I want to continue to cover them. I want to continue to carry them on the news.
Yes.
Yeah? Look on YouTube and you see them say it every day.
Yes, sir.
Every day. The YouTubers vex. And I say to you, YouTubers,
full, complete meltdown.
Crazy, bro.
Cliff say PNP make them a suffer.
Crazy.
But
no, the man got YouTubers. Cliff Hughes got YouTubers. When I hear him, I first me frightened, so. No, sir.
Cliff Hughes. No, you promised the General Secretary backs in her face.
I forgot about that. Come on, bro. Seriously.
Why you think the General Secretary should advise his supporters to come on your radio station to grace your platform? The comrades, them have shame, you know. The comrades go where they are celebrated and not only tolerated. We have sense. We General Secretary smart. Where you are blame PNP for your failed business for, you should have known We loved and respect Cliff Hughes when he used to depart Impact. You remember Impact? We used to look forward to Cliff Hughes on Impact. He did a beautiful documentary with the girl from Huey that lost her vision. You know, remember the little school girl, man, where they kidnap and think he did a beautiful documentary for her. Equally, he did a wonderful documentary on what the guy named Nick Photoworks. His disappearance, how he did those investigative journalists. That is what we love Cliff Hughes for. He was excellent. And I want to say to Cliff this morning, take me foolish advice. Because I know you hear about Dre Bryan, you know. Me know. The one when you Nora Gay Banton, me know Nora tell you about me. Take me foolish advice, Cliff. Go back to your once found love. And that is true journalism. Because whether you don't love him or hate him, you know, people, he's good at what he does. Not true. And we grew up listening to him. But I can tell you, Cliff, your legacy will not be remembered if you don't change your style.
True, man.
And go back from whence you came. You have been bought, and no care what you want to tell we as a people, say nobody can this, and your fear, and you know, in a politician pockets, we see right through you. So the people of this country would appreciate it, Cliff, if you go back to your true love, and that is true journalism. When you used to do the undercover work and you come with your breaking story on Impact. That is what we love. When you do true investigative journalism and show up what's going on in the country. But the moment you turn political, we saw the change in you. And then because you realize, so you don't really have much more time. We see you a shake, we see you a drink up your trunk back and your whatever. We see, so you don't really have much time. So you recruit some little, no wonder they didn't say one of the incubator. We see you at what we see you depart with them.
You know, see that video that I look for right now for play. That is the exact video. The nationwide is an incubator. Me I try and find the video. Hey, Isabel Rose, you watch me? I hear TikTok me see it pan, you know. People don't move and don't go nowhere here. Me have to go up on the phone and go up on the TikTok and find the history because me watch it a little while ago. Do not go anywhere. Me a second. Sorry about that, y'all, my people. Sorry about that, y'all, my people. Right, look how much I want to go and I'm telling myself for wait. I want to stay some man. And they like, what go on? Sure, man. Don't do me that, man.
I take you to Jamaica. We see him go hand it down to George and Nora Gay, and they just see how them set themselves as young people over there. Indeed, it is the incubator for the Jamaica Labour Party. But take my foolish advice, Cliff. It is not too late to go back to your once true love, and that is authentic journalism. People did respect you more, and I think we are watching Cliff Hughes crumble before our very eyes, and it is sad. Cliff now realizes that the ground is with the PNP and Mark Jefferson Golding, and no matter what coverage him do, no care how he send them out in the field, if he do not poll, the results remain the same. Speaking on polls and results, I saw the Prime Minister concede that he's only winning 23 seats.
Wanna listen to this? No, people, wanna believe say Andrew Holness really concede that them only winning 23 seats. And the Labour right them are mad, you know. The Labour right them are mad out. Them are fully mad out. Boy, rough.
I tell you, so the Labour right them, they know what them I talk to when they hold microphone, you know. Only not hear the Prime Minister say, in do one poll and in conduct one poll in a 23 seat and him not publish the finding. Let me tell you something, Jamaica people. We know how the Labour right them extra and show off. Any how them did do no internal poll on the 23 seat that did a lead in at the 23 seat, they would have published it. They wouldn't hide it. The Prime Minister, me telling you, when they love Mike, the Prime Minister said 23 seat. They do a poll in, but however they are going to hold on to the findings of those poll. Why you not release them? Jamaica, me want to not listen it for myself, you know, because me no want the Labour right them come for me and say a lie me and tell pan them Prime Minister. Listen to the Prime Minister admit say only 23 seat in party are going to win in another election. Now listen to this.
Yes.
Listen him, Jamaica people, no listen it.
So Andrew Holness said that the Dan Anderson poll is not very reliable and it's not accurate. So Andrew Holness also said that he doesn't advise anybody to follow. Like what? To follow the Dan Anderson poll? Isn't that public sabotage? Damn. Yo, this man is cold-blooded, man. Andrew Holness is cold-blooded.
The truth is, I have done, we have commissioned our own polls, and our polls show a scenario. Listen, polls.
Team party are going to win another election. Now listen to this. Listen him, Jamaica people, no listen it. You hear that, Jamaica? We did a poll in 23 seats and we are confident in what that poll is showing. However, we are not releasing that poll for obvious reasons. No. If you do a poll in 23 seats and you are...
Yeah, what would be the obvious reason for you to not release the poll? Andrew knows that they're in trouble, you know? People, Andrew Holness knows they're in trouble. Oh, God, you're rough. Rough. Oh, what happened? Should me play two something one time, you know?
Confident in that poll. Then you know, feel said fee put to the people so we can see it. Prime Minister, me no know. I don't know why you continue to deceive the people of this country. The man say he would advise people not to believe and read much into the Dan Anderson poll, and he would advise persons not to do the same, not to believe in Dan Anderson polls, and they have conducted their own poll. So if you conduct your own poll and you're satisfied with the findings, then you should release your own poll. So if you not believe in the Dan Anderson poll, and you do your own poll and your own findings from your own poll you don't want to release, what that say about you and your party, Andrew?
Exactly. They're not confident.
No, think about it, Jamaica. You conduct your own poll and you are afraid to release the findings of your very own poll. Help me make it make sense.
It don't make no sense, man. It don't make no sense.
Help me make it make sense. The man saying confident in 23 seats. And let me say it, him do a poll in 23 seats. So basically, Andrew, I tell the Labour right them say, they can't cross no more than 23 seats. No wonder me wake up this morning and hear the Labour rights, them a cuss them one another, No wonder me wake up this morning and hear them a say, oh, Andrew a try give away the election, 100 this and 100 that. You don't hear them?
Hear this.
Jamaica, you want to sit down and hear them a implode and then one another. Sound good,
Oh, God.
Sound good. Listen to the Labour right, them a implode. Jamaica, God. Listen them.
Popular and him brother works in a Jamaican mode. 21st century is me done. You see me asking, to me believe, to me as a man and God, for me a man and God, like bro God, I get the election brother. And I saw me see it, and I saw me talk it wrong.
Let's remind some of these MP, we don't have any talk on my head already, and the councillors. This will not be an Andrew Holness election like 2020 because everybody flew an Andrew Holness ticket 2020. This is every single individual MP.
Listen, me a Labour right tell me that me come to West Kid and me never be a Labour right. We still see fuck you go on me talk it out and call it out it is brother. See, the party too lame up brother. You see me I say, it too lame up and the Andrew Holness might give PLP too much of that big man. And I say we were sorry in a long black rock and do automatic. My leader say popular. I'm going to be reality. My leader say popular. And him brother works in a Jamaican mode. 21st century is me done. You see me asking, to me believe, to me as a man and God, for me a man and God, I will like bro God, I get the election brother. And I saw me see it, and I saw me talk it wrong.
The man said Andrew Holness to him is giving away the election. How you doing, Winnie, mate? No. This not look good. Dalfy, big up. No. The man said him a raw born forever Labour right. A West Kingston him come from. And him forever will be a Labour right. But to him, it look like Andrew Holness is giving away the election. I'm going to answer this to you, General. Brother, and I give you the election. The man under serious pressure. The IC court case have him under serious pressure. The affidavit where Mr. George, what name? I don't remember him last name. You guys remember him last name? I like forgot certain things, Why do I always keep forgetting this dude's name, man? I find that very strange. I've said it several times already, but I keep forgetting his name. I soon tell him. No, Craig Beresford. You see, that's why I'm going to go back and look. His name is Craig Beresford. You see the Craig Beresford affidavit? It is mashing up Andrew Holness. Oh, by the way, we have something wonderful to share with you this morning. Did you guys watch Mystic Sensation last night? Oh, we're gonna break it down. Oh my goodness. Woo! My Lord, I'm telling you. If you guys haven't watched it yet, I encourage you to go and watch it. Last night was a Hiroshima bomb. Not just one Hiroshima bomb. That was a series of Hiroshima's bomb. That show last night between Will Rattigan, Byron, and Head Boy, even Pinks. Oh my God! Listen to me. Bombshell after bombshell after bombshell after bombshell. Oh, I'm gonna get into it. But we are dealing with this first. Lord of mercy. Hey. You know look good. That pressure in my boss. We bring up on the audio. For Dre Bryan, if you watch, I'm gonna give him the election. You see, when they cannot be transparent and you have lost the trust of the people of Jamaica, because Andrew has lost the trust of the people of Jamaica, you know. You see, even Labour right them die-hearted, but the more and more it boils down, it has sink in, say, yo, Jano, that brother, something wrong. And now, you know what Labour right them are going to do? Them are going to turn upon him. Because now them are going to say him a mash up them party. And them are turn upon him already because there's internal things going on. You understand? This is the reality. It's everybody for themselves right now. You hear what the girl said on the audio a while ago? She said that this is not 2020 election. The people in the party, you cannot run off of Andrew Holness ticket. Andrew Holness have his own problems. Andrew Holness was holding up the entire party. The people didn't necessarily vote for the candidates. They voted for Andrew. And this is why Andrew is going around 1 o'clock in the morning, me here, late nights, a campaign, right? You remember when him said he can't turn it up? Well, him they are full blaze and it not working. The water not even boil. It not even bubble. No heat, no reach the water. Janet, me I tell you, I'm telling you, the people have turned their backs against Andrew Holness. And you're seeing it in live and living color. Live right now. You just have to open your eyes, look a bit. All if you're asleep, just open your eyes, look a bit like son, look. I used to say people ain't done with him. Done. Even in our own party. Yes.
Let's remind some of these MP, in the middle of the back of my head already, and the councillors, this will not be an Andrew Holness election like 2020, because everybody flew an Andrew Holness ticket 2020. This is every single individual MP.
Listen, me a Labourite tell me, God, me come to West Guinea town, me never be a Labourite. We still see fuck we and go and never talk it out and call it out how it is, brother. See,
Digital blacks, big up.
brother. You see me I say?
Rose,
to
big
Labour
up.
and the Andrew Holness,
big up.
Maggie PLP to the line big
One done,
I
big
say
up.
we were sorry in a long black tarot, because two hours of antiquity, our most spin.
Jamaica people.
No, a Dre Bryan alone me know laugh, so nobody else not laugh. Yo. Jennifer, what's up? Thanks for the follow.
Me know this thing that go happen.
Them are mad out.
And my word, Jamaica, come September 3rd, the Labourites are going to implode on the Prime Minister and they're going to lay the blame squarely at his feet.
Squarely.
And then
Squarely.
you're going to see what start take place in a Buster party. You're going to see what start take place in a Buster party.
Mighty God.
Listen to them, Jamaica.
Rough.
I want to encourage my comrades,
Rough.
those first-time voters, those who never have a reason to vote,
Yes.
but you see what go on in the country and decide nothing can stop on this election from coming out and vote. I want to continue to encourage you. If I even feel walk, one day we get where our voice can be heard, and I'm asking every Jamaican to come out and send a signal. Me no want when you go at the polling station and you see the long line, when you get frustrated and leave. This is going to be an election like no other. So guess what? Every PD line I go long. So just make up on your mind, walk with no water, walk with no chair, whatever you can walk with to make yourself comfortable, and sacrifice the time and wait and mark that X. I saw an article making prediction that this election is going to be a massive turnout, 52 to 58% voter turnout.
Yeah, man,
Jamaica,
for
it
real,
is possible.
for real.
It is possible.
Some.
And with that said, I think it's a good time now to open the phone lines. I want to hear from some of you this morning. I want to hear from some.
Yeah, man, big up Dre Brian, you see me? I go post that video there, you know. Yeah, man, I go post that video there. The full video, that's the last part of the video. I go post that full video there. Later.
I want BNP, we're voting for a team. I want BNP to take this as a
sure, man.
rallying cry that our time is now.
You're deaf?
We don't run up and number and a government in a by-election.
No.
And since you think that we are afraid, call the general election and meet us at the polls.
Yes, you know how long Dr. Dayton Campbell asked them to call the election? These are from the by-election thing what I'm talking about, you know. From them time there, you know. A long time when I tell the man is to call the election, you know. The man know and confident and ready. Norma Banton, big up. Yeah, man. So we have to remind them, you know. Remind them again, Jensen.
I want to warn the laborers. Leave the integrity commission alone.
Yes.
The country must have a body that can check without fear or favor understanding of persons that are serving in the parliament.
Yes.
And this little thing with the laborers think that they can use the majority to just go there and change the integrity commission and it's not work. If they attempt to water down the integrity commission, then we are going to run. We are taking it to the streets if they go there. And this is the thing they can water.
Yes. Let them know.
There must be somebody in place that can check what they're going on with. If that body was not in place, all we don't know. Say man take charity money and buy fun and earn interest from it himself. How would we know?
How would we know, ladies and gentlemen? Now, there's a tweet I want to read. Mighty God. May I tell you something gets here. Nationwide in a trouble, you know. All the other journalists them are called out nationwide right now. And them are doing it subliminally. They're doing it subliminally. Gaza security, where are the big up all that security them, and used to be security, you know. Big up all that security them, and I know say PNP they are phone. Yeah. And the other one them are going to crocus bag of things. Like they don't respect security. Can you imagine? What a blur. Nah. Anyway. Let me just open up this little file right as I read this. Now, Clyde Williams. Wanna know Clyde Williams? Alright. Clyde Williams said, the man said, I have been doing commentary on national issues for more than 30 years. And the man said, in this time, I have hosted on 3 radio stations, appeared as a guest on multiple stations, right? And on multiple occasions yearly. The man said, from my experience, it's only one station that caused me to pause. It's only one station that caused me to pause. Listen what the man is saying now. And wonder whether they will accurately represent the conversation when I appear as a guest. Let me read that again. The man said, I have been doing commentary on national issues for more than 30 years. In this time, I have hosted on 3 radio stations, appeared as a guest on multiple stations, and on multiple occasions yearly. from my experience, is only one, ladies and gentlemen, one station that caused me to pause and wonder, you know, whether they will accurately represent the conversation when I appear as a guest. Only one. The man elaborate only one again. The man say it got so bad that I stopped accepting invitations. Ladies and John Evans, big up. Which radio station has Clyde Williams stopped going on that he previously went on? Can anybody tell me that actually know? You know what I am assuming. Everybody knows what I am assuming. I not, he man not call a name of the people. He did not call any name. Right? But I am assuming is Bradley Avenue. Rotted. People are born Andrew Holness poster in a East St. James. But this is safe. A long time for this, but people them take it serious, brother. Mighty God. I wonder, and Isabel page me I look on it. A long time post, but it's still bad. Anyway, moving on. It says it got so bad I stopped accepting invitation. Some journalists are not liked by politicians, especially when they form the government. This is because these journalists interrogate the propositions and analysis that come from the mouth of the politician rather than accept at face value. Let me read that again. Who else in Kurana talk? Who else this man could be talking? The man says some journalists are not liked by politicians. Who is not liked by the politician then? Who is the most unliked radio station? Are journalists. Right? They are not liked, especially when they form the government. Which journalist is forming the government? Now talk to me now, man. Which set of journalists has now turned politicians? And which political party are they a part of? Hey, mighty God. Especially when they form the government. This is because these journalists interrogate the propositions and analysis that come from the mouth of the politician rather than accept it at face value. Then there are journalists who act as a part of the government PR machine. Mighty God. No. Let me read that again. This is Clyde Williams, for those who are just coming in. The man said, this is a tweet from Clyde Williams. The man said, there are journalists who act as part of the government's PR machine. You would think that they work with the JIS. Oh my God. Where is the lie? Where is the lie, ladies and gentlemen? Tell me what the lie there. Don't worry, I'll wait. Tell me where the lie is. Because I don't see any lie. This is exactly what is happening with such the incubator. Nobody can send me that clip there, man. From Annie Isabel Rose. She have it on her TikTok, man. She said they are incubator. Is it TikTok or YouTube? Anyway, it says here that there are journalists who act as a part of the government's PR machine. You would think they work with JIS. Thank you for the likes, guys. Thank you for the likes. Keep the. Thank you for the likes. I appreciate it. Thank you. No. Mr. Clyde Williams, you are a scholar and a gentleman, sir. You understand? You're a scholar and a gentleman. Yes? So me I try to find it, but me not find it still. I'm gonna try one other space. ABR News TV on YouTube. Maybe it's in our shorts. See me can find it in our shorts. Respect to all who sell bag juice. Mommy, the music. Thank you. The music, it's loud. Yeah, me don't want a copyright strike. Two different situations. Anyway, let me see. Me try to find this thing. Oh man, I really want to find it. No, that is not it. Somebody can contact ABI News to me. No, sir. Me want this a clip of bad. An incubator. And big up UIC, Mr. Them on the TV. Big up the two candidates, I say, Mr. Pattison. You know, finally get some ear time. A whole heap of people don't know so there's a third party, you know. That is bad. But we know that if the media suppress PMP, you don't know so them a suppress Mark Golding. But I'm gonna move on here, man. We do want to find it, but we not find it. I'm gonna move on. Cause right now, I have to go record what I'm gonna do now. This is extremely important. So like I said before, if you guys haven't already gone on. So what kind of kiss Pernell Charles a kissing daughter? Huh? Find out what go on there. Oh, what kind of kiss Pernell Charles a kissing daughter? Upon the lips. This don't look good. But to each his own. Moving on. I'm not even spend no time there, sir. Not spending no time there. We could have the writer, so well, as some say, oh, me not see UIC nomination there. Yeah, man, them did out, man. One of them, or two of them, me see the president and me see one next gen come on. Yeah. Remember, I said St. Elizabeth a film place, you know. At St. Elizabeth, him live, you know. So he was in St. Elizabeth. Somebody said family matters, you know, so not easy. Anyway, move. We can't bother.
This is the game changer that everybody have been asking for.
So basically this big button right here in the middle is to generate chords. So let's just go ahead and press it.
The scale of the... Who is truly for Jamaica every day?
Some time ago to add assets totaling just under $37 million. Is liability.
Alright, this is important. So this timestamp is 53 minutes. Why rough? No, that's not the one. That's the one. Right. Respect to all who sell bag juice. Yeah, man, respect to all our independent mind, you know. Just need some guidance as to how to really take them thing from one level to the next. Andrew Holness protege, former Prime Minister Edward Siaga, reflects on Holness's journey to the Jamaica house. Alright, that is how we have to start. Let me plug in this. Alright, me say me I do some recording now. Winifred, what you say? What you say what? Lock up mama. Who lock up mama? What Winifred at about? Winifred you join the class late. Boy, you have to rewind the tape now. Hold up a bangarang, you know. You have to rewind the tape, my boss. So, say for what, boy? You have to rewind the tape, brother. Trust me. You have to rewind the tape. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the platform. It's your brother Bolo VNR, and we are here with another one. Mystic Sensation, ladies and gentlemen, and Head Boy and Mr. Will Rattigan has uncovered I think they have unraveled the mysteries of Andrew Holness's source, foundation of his wealth. And whichever one you have come to the conclusion about after listening to this, none of them are good. On one end, it is alleged that there's a possibility, it appears that Andrew Holness possibly might have, Nora, how you doing? Possibly might have stolen from his teacher, his sensei, his father, political father, one Dan, Edward Seaga. It's also possible that Edward Seaga, possibly, it appears, and all of this is hypothetical, none of this is all alleged. It is possible that Edward Seaga might have given Andrew Holness a large amount of wealth going into politics. It sounds crazy right now, doesn't it? But after listening attentively to what is going to be presented to you right now, it might become more palatable for your brains and your ears. Let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen.
Against you shall prosper, and you have not made any money on the backs of taxpayers. Let us go to the evidence to link you and Edward Seaga in the 1995 and 1996 financial meltdown and where you work for Edward Seaga. Let us show the Jamaican people you can't fool the people, Andrew Holness. We know you. Andrew Holness, the protege, former Prime Minister Edward Seaga, reflects an honest journey to Jamaica House. Right? Former Prime Minister Edward Seaga met Andrew Holness while he was Executive Director of the voluntary organization for the upliftment of children, VOCH, a social service organization that operates in inner city communities. Given Seaga's own work in the area of social services, he immediately identified Holness as someone with whom he wanted to partner with. All right. Surprisingly, that initial relationship of the former Prime Minister and the newly inaugurated Prime Minister had little to do with politics, as I mentioned earlier. This is Edward Seaga saying,
welcome, Mary.
I didn't incorporate him into my political operation. What he had done? I incorporated him into my business operations where we could still carry out the same benefits and investigation of the people who were in need, as according to Seaga. During the period in 1995, when he worked as a special assistant to Seaga at the premium group of companies, where Andrew Holness was dealing with Edward Seaga financial affairs. Holness' political interest and ambition became apparent then. Now, we want to just prove that in terms of where we are going, because Andrew Holness is going to get into trouble. Now, take it away. My panel.
Ladies over 180 pounds. Start your 7-minute
Say one little time
indoor
for
walking routine.
go get some water. Advertisement
In
about
1 week, you'll
Sure,
feel
man.
better. In 2 weeks.
Oh, them still somewhere advertisement just coming worst time.
Before I bring you in, I just want to link the case, so be patient with me, right, until I link how serious this case is. And try to explain from that $47 million. So then I'm going to ask the question. If Andrew Holness indeed came in with $47 million, we know now that Juliet Holness lied. Juliet Holness went on a public platform and said in 1997, when they got married, they didn't have any money.
Yes.
Telling Andrew Holness to be one of us, coming from the poor and needy, coming from the bosom of the poor. Juliet Holness blatantly lied to Jamaican people. I want people to listen to what I'm saying tonight.
Wow.
Now, my Jamaican people, I'm going to show you the evidence as it relates to what he said to APCA Fix Enley. Without any delay, lift up that document.
I just want to say one thing. You know, according to Spinks, did he lie to her, or did she lie to us? Did Juliet Holness not know of Andrew Holness's wealth, that 47 million? Because how is it possible that she said on the interview, was it a deception by the two of them to deceive us, the people, to have us think that, they're really one of us? It's very interesting, this investigation and this reporting from Byron and analyzing of all of the factors. It makes you ask more questions. Andrew Holness' life up to is like it is a series, a flood of deception. Something just don't add up, people. Can we all agree? Let's continue. Let me get some water.
Holness makes finances public. Posted by APCA Fix Enley, 17th of June 2016. Prime Minister Andrew Holness say he has asset value at just over 151 million. His liabilities currently amount to just under $35 million. Holness disclosed his total assets and liabilities this afternoon in an interview with Nationwide News. The Gleaner and the Observer newspaper, Mr. Holness is the first Jamaican Prime Minister to publicly declare his assets and liabilities since P.J. Patterson made his declaration public in 2002. Mr. Holness made available to the media today his last 10 Integrity Commission declarations. They date from 2007. And we are saying to Andrew Holness, from 1998, when you are declaring none of those statutory declarations can be certified. Even though the Integrity Commission investigators certified from 1998 to 2000, based on what they found now, and external investigators found evidence that you did not disclose a lot of information, then it affects all of your statutory declaration. So Emily Hughes cannot help you, Prime Minister. When he first became minister and now here it is, people. The Integrity Commission declaration showed that just before Holness became a minister 10 years ago, he had assets totaling just under $37 million. His liabilities in 2007 were just under $4 million. Take it away. Take it away. Now, panel, where do I go from here? How did I find Andrew Holness $47 million? And how did I discover that Juliet Holness is lying? So if I find Andrew Holness $47 million, obvious, Juliet Holness is lying, and you will all agree. Right? Now let us look at this. Now, let us get into this document before Ratigan come up. Now, let us get into the very spot affidavit. I am going to show you what Andrew Holness had done. And we are going to get into the evidence. Now, 1998, remember that Andrew Holness worked for Edward Seaga between 1995 and 1997. I want my Jamaican people to bear in mind.
Listen up.
That Century National Bank crashed 1996. Edward Seaga would have processed the loan prior to the crash. Now watch this. As I said, Andrew Holness worked for Edward Seaga between 1995 and 1996. And 1996 is when Century National Bank crashed. Now look at these people. We are going to look on the total asset line here. In 1998, what the Prime Minister done, look at that line. From out of the 47, he take time pushing 350,000 in small increments. Why did Andrew Holness doing it in small increments? If Andrew Holness had put the entire $47 million in all at once, he would have been flagged by the Office of the Contractor General. So Andrew Holness was now putting in the money in small increments. Look, 1998, 350,000, right? Now let us go to 1998 again. He made some, improvement there, putting some tweezing, he take out some, right? Use that. In 1999, here is where he's squeezing some more, 964,000. In 2000, here it is, where he's squeezing some more into the banking system. In 2001, here it is again, him squeezing some more, 2,375,000. I want to look people. In 2002, here it is again, right? He take out a little. 2003, right? He take out some as well. Now, 2004, getting a little bit careless. He's squeezing what we see, where it reaches 10,668,000. Now watch this one, people. Remember, as I said, Andrew Holness worked with Edward Seaga between the period 1995 to 1996, right? Now, watch this, people. In 2005, Andrew Holness put up about $2 to $3 million in cash trust. So you see that. Now watch this, people. In 2005, he joined cash trust, put a little money in cash trust, right? And in 2006, right? Of course, he squeezed in some, hiding that, right, under, right, the sheets of cash trust because he did not put in a lot. He put in roughly about $2 to $3 million in cash trust, but he was able now to push in that. Now in 2007, here it is, people, where Andrew Holness becomes the Prime Minister, the Minister of Education. The Minister of Education. Let me just put this here, showing the $47 million. Here it is. We're going to talk. The $47 million, right? Andrew Holness now empty that now into the system. Now, remember, people, 2007, being the minister, Andrew Holness also met up with Gavin. This is how now Andrew Holness now increases greed. We are going to show you what happened in terms of Sarah Burton report. We are coming back to this report. Let us catch this to 2007 because here it is, the $47 million. Here it is, so the people can see. Now, let us go to Sarah Burton report to show what he had done, right, in terms of these increases from 47, 57 to 81. Let us go get to the Robert Gavin scenario. Bring up 18 degrees now. Yes, Andrew Holness, you cannot pull us. We are cutting you down.
Island Eyewear back to school sale is back from August 15 to September 15.
Yeah, I'm pissed. Too much advertisement.
Okay, all right. So we see where you try to put in the money in small increments. We found you, Andrew Holness. Now, people, this is 2007 era now with Robert Gavin. We are going to get into this and we are going to get back to that report that I just suspend for a while. It's just because it reached 2007 and we want to build the chronological sequence. No. Robert Gavin, whose company got millions of Jamaican dollars in government contracts,
Robert Garvin,
was
don't
also
forget
a
that name.
director of foundation linked to Prime Minister Andrew Holness. All right, let me get into the matter now. After 18 Degrees North recently revealed how Prime Minister Andrew Holness, Positive Jamaica Foundation Limited, raised about 58.3 million US 486,182 between 2012 and 2020, right? With no specific as to the source of funding. 18 Degrees North has been taking a look, right, at the non-profit directors during that same time period. Now, watch this, some people. Some of them benefited from taxpayers' money shortly after or while being a director of the foundation, and another profit linked to Mr. Holness. Robert Garvin is one of them. Now, people, he served as director of Positive Jamaica alongside Mr. Holness from its inception in November 2011. The foundation was incorporated less than a month after Mr. Holness became Prime Minister for the first time.
Wow.
The relationship between Mr. Garvin and Mr. Holness date back more than 20 years. People come. Mr. Holness had said that Mr. Garvin had worked for him in various capacities, including as project manager, liaison officer for his West Central St. Andrew constituency since 1997. And remember when I said last week that the first time Garvin meets Andrew Holness is in Edward Siaga office in 1997. Here is the evidence. Now,
wow.
Long before that job became an official position, 3 years later in 2000, Mr. Garvin also became a director of a non-profit West Central St. Andrew Trust, which he and Mr. Holness founded that year-long with others of the welfare, education and development of the people in that constituency. Well, no development has not taken place in that constituency. So let me make the people know. Of note is that notification of his directorship status was only received by the company's office 7 years later in 2007. Right? Remember, we said that Andrew Holness, you understand, and we start the report 2007. You understand the link where this is coming from, connecting, right, the workings of Andrew Holness and Gavin in 2007. Now watch this now. Mr. Gavin also shared directorship with Mr. Holness, right, or his wife, Juliet, on the Euro people, and 3 other entities on the Bolo people, Bangarang, Sita, Omega Bridge Finance Limited, Sunshine Mobile Company Limited, and the Leader Taxi Service Limited. These are self companies that don't really exist. These are make-up companies that you cannot find any form of business transactions or records within these companies. And here it is, Gavin is listed as a director. And here it is, Omega Bridge Finance, Sunshine Mobile Company, and the Leader Taxi Service, where the Prime Minister said him use free taxi and getting wealth. What thing? I go and show Jamaica that I found the $47 million. I am going to get back here. So the question that we are going to ask, where did Andrew Holness get the $47 million from? Now we could catch the question there, because that question, you know, Bangarang, that is a fire, that is lava, that is volcano. Now, as 18 Degrees North first reported in a TV expose in May 2016, the Leader Taxi Service and Sunshine Mobile were removed. People, listen. 18 Degrees North first reported in a TV expose in May 2016 that the Leader Taxi Service and Sunshine Mobile were removed from the registry by the company's office in 2011 and 2018. Because what's this now? Why 2011 and 2018? To show that Andrew Holness is trying to wipe away evidence. In 2011, Bruce Golding stepped away, and Andrew Holness became Prime Minister. So of influence, right, as it relates to when he was the Prime Minister. Now, the following year, he had lost the general election. So what Andrew Holness went back to? Andrew Holness went back to conniving ways in 2018, respectively, right? For not having filed outstanding documents, right? Those the leader taxi service, Sunshine Mobile, was removed from the registry. While Mr. Gavin had this business relationship with the Holnesses, millions of dollars in government contracts. Listen now, people. Listen now, people. Some from areas, where Mr. Holness had influence were awarded to Western Construction Limited. And remember, Gavin and Juliet Holness listed as director in this company, a company backed by Mr. Gavin and a man named Donovan Simpson. Mr. Simpson told 18 Degrees North in 2016 expose. The three of us are friends. Want to hear that? Okay, let me bring up Ed Boy in the background and then we'll get back to the document. Because we want Ed Boy, right? Let us bring up Ed Boy in the background tonight. It's serious.
Bolo of your clips,
okay.
I'm taking you to
all
the
right,
computer
Edward,
here.
soon get to you, Edward. Thank you for passing through. Mr. Gavin and Mr. Holness, he also said Mr. Gavin and Mr. Holness are very close. As a result of the broadcast, this reporter, Global Reporters for the Caribbean LLC, the company behind 18 Degrees North and its Broadcaster Television Limited, were sued for defamation by both Mr. Holness and Mr. Gavin. So them sued Zara Burton, right, to highlight the level of wrongdoing that they were doing. But on a year now, look what happened, people. Both lawsuits were resolved under confidential terms. You know what that means? That means Zara Burton win the case. That means Zara Burton won the case. That means that everything what Zara Burton was speaking about Robert Gavin and Andrew Holness is true. So I want Jamaican people to observe that. Now, what's this now? The resolutions don't disturb an earlier ruling in a separate legal matter giving 18 Degrees North and TVJ the right to rebroadcast the episode. Now, let me use the common sense. If Zara Burton did lose the case, then she couldn't rebroadcast. No. And we couldn't have this information today to read to you people because she would have to take them down because she would have lost the case. But this is telling us that Zara Burton had won the case. Take that document away. On it. Let us get back to the next document. We left after 2007 because we are going to ask some very serious questions. Right? Ed Boy on the panel, I want you to just catch and let me just build the background. I want to make sure you want to take on the notes. Right? Take on the notes, please. Now we could get back to 2007. Here it is, 47 million. Now this is a contract period between Andrew Holness and Gavin. Now, if you look here, so now, right, under the table, contracts straightened, Andrew Holness assets reach now $57 million. Now, by 2007 also, he went into Holness. But he took a few dollars in Holness, right? And 2008, we see Andrew Holness thing reach up to $81 million. Now, 2009, we see it extend to $87 million, climbing. 2010, it goes up to $89 million. 2011, $89 million, 700. 2011, $89,575, right? 2012, right? 101, right? Because you want no people. Remember no. In 2008, when you look on the 81 million years old in giant SSL, right? In 2008, he also, right, opened ADMAT and ADMAT registered in St. Lucia. So all of them money, you understand that from 2008, right? From 2008, all of them money now would have tied up in an ADMAT. I want to understand the thing, all of them money now gone in an ADMAT 2008. So the reason why Andrew Holness have ADMAT in St. Lucia was not really to hide from tax. It has nothing to do with hiding from tax. Andrew Holness, right, ensure that ADMAT was in St. Lucia to avoid investigation into ADMAT, for ADMAT to explain the wealth of ADMAT. That's why Andrew Holness have ADMAT in St. Lucia. Now, 2009, more money. 2010, right, 89, 2011, right, look at 2012. Andrew Holness in SFL, right, from 2008. 2008, right? Money being increasing. Remember, people, that the timeline between him and Gavin would have over. The timeline between him and Gavin is 2007 to 2009. Now you see that Andrew Holness making more money, because Andrew Holness in 2008 now involved in SFL. This is serious enough, people. Now, let us get on to here. 2013, 170 million. 2014, 127 million. 2015, 125 million. 216, 125 million. 216, 136 million. 217, 144 million. While the Prime Minister the one back. 2018, 147 million. 2019, $163 million. Now, let me show you two documents, right? Honey, let us show the two documents as it relates to the investigation with the $470 million. And then the next document I'm going to bring in the panel. We're going to show Jamaica something very serious here. Watch this. Bring up the two documents. Tonight, Jamaica is going to learn about Andrew Holness. No, where's that two documents? Let me see if you're right. Yes, they're going to bring up two serious documents. So this is one. Okay. On to the first two. This one? No, we need this one. Right, and the 470 million. I want to show Jamaica something that is very serious, that Andrew Holness is in the ponds of hell. And so then I need also one of them can hashtag Emily Shields. Emily Shields needs to see what I'm coming up with now. So Emily Shields, where are you, Emily Shields? I want you to answer a question for me, Emily Shields. Now, let us bring up that document in terms of that one. Okay, yeah, I need this, but the other one with the integrity commission. You have that? This year? Yeah. All right, Jamaican people, I want you to look at this document, because Andrew Holness is in serious trouble. If you can find it. In 2018, Andrew Holness' asset grew to $112 million. 2019, he withdrew some. 2020, Andrew Holness' total assets is $131 million. In 2021, we find where Andrew Holness' asset is $197 million. In 2022, Andrew Holness' asset is 200 million. You found it? Okay, yeah. Go to the next document. So 2022, right? His total asset is 200 million. Jamaica, I'm going to show you something on the funny. Look at this, Jamaica. Let us get to this document as it relates to what the Integrity Commission is investigating as it relates to Andrew Holness' 3 companies. And I'm going to show you something. We know the head boy, right, is lining up. So let me, share this document. Okay, let me just send it to Wifey so Wifey can just put it up because I want the people. Yes, so put it up, let us see and show Jamaica something, right? And Emily Shields, I want you to see this. I want to see this. You run out, you can't see Andrew Holness. So let me show this, where you can't see Andrew Holness. And I want you, Emily Shields, to explain this. All right. Can you? Okay, so going to share. All right, put it to 20. On 20. So yeah, okay. I want the people to see this. Now Jamaican people. Reduce the document again. Now Jamaican people, I show you the document in 2022 where Andrew Holness have $200 million that the Integrity Commission investigators pick up. Rattigan, the panel, head boy, more look on this. Total assets, $473 million. Between which period? Between 2020 to 2023. Then let me ask a question here, sir. So then, in 2022, the investigators only pick up 200 million that I showed previously. But here, Andrew Holness between 2020 to 2023 running $473 million Jamaican dollars. So you are going to tell me that, right? Between 2022 as it relates to the investigation what the Integrity the IC pick up, you take 1 year to add over $200 million. You hear this, Rachida? You hear this, boy? Look at it. This showing 2020 to 2023, 473 million. I just showed that the previous document. You want to get back there on it? The previous document to show, right? Let us refresh the people memory. Look at these people. You are going to tell me that Andrew Holness take 1 year to rock up. Here it is, 2022 people. You are going to tell me that Andrew Holness take 1 year to rock up $200 million. $200 million. Take it away, let me go to the panel. Now, I am going to ask, right, the person who are coming down, right,
Sorry, TikTok, sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a lot. That is a lot. Now, you probably have to watch that a few times. Really have to take down your notes because let me tell you, see, one of the things that I've learned a lot, and I want to thank Andrew Holness, to be honest with you. I have learned a lot about money laundering. I've learned a lot about layering. All of these factors in money laundering. I've learned a lot about shell companies, how they can be used for good or bad, how they can be used for criminality. I've learned a lot. I've truly learned a lot. I really want to thank Andrew Holness. I think Andrew Holness is going to go down as the catalyst for serious change in Jamaica where stamping out corruption is concerned. He is the catalyst. He is the cause and effect for serious reform and change in our community where corruption is concerned. I want to publicly thank him. Man, this is a lot. But it's this is part one of this reaction because I don't want the recording to be too long enough. So this is part one. And I want you guys to really zone in and let me know what you think about that. Hit the like button, share the live. Alright? Share the live. Let's get to part two. I have to put this in a segments. This is too much. Because you see, what Ed Boy is about to drop right now, Lord have mercy. I can't bother. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're at part two of the multiple Hiroshima bombs that was dropped on Mystic Sensation on YouTube. Make sure that you guys go and subscribe to Mystic Sensation. Now, Head Boy threw a whole monkey wrench into this conversation. Let's hear Head Boy out. Ladies and gentlemen. Alright, let me just speed it up a little bit for the interest of time. Alright, let me just put it at 1.2. There we go. Let's get it.
And to Pink Green, the lady from the West, Montego Bay. Yes, let me greet you all well. It's been a hectic day, gentlemen, because I was stuck in an airport for almost 6 hours. So I'm finally at my destination. So, but this report now from Mr. Holness, right? And you know, I went through because I missed most of the introduction. So whilst you were speaking, I was going back to look back at some of what you were putting up in terms of the articles. The very first thing that struck me is the report you got from WikiLeaks, yes, which mentions how the $45 million came about. Yeah, and that is the monies that Mr. Seaga had borrowed from Don Crawford. Yes, and in fact it was not totally 45 million because in fact it incurred interest that brought it to 45. Yeah. So when you look at that and then make the connection with Mr. Crawford, Seaga borrowing from him, and Andrew Holness being the office attendant or the office director in Mr. Seaga's office. Now, when we come full stream to 93, Andrew Holness is now finishing university, as so ably mentioned by Melting Pot. Yeah? However, one of the challenges that we see here that is very questionable and should ask, in 93, Mr. Holness's face was featured in the Jamaica Gleaner for owing student loan. Yes? When we come now, his income after becoming a member of parliament was steady. It was $350,457. Yeah? That was steady during that period. However, to go back to come forward, Mr. Holness said he came into the politics with 47 million. Remember he said that. So I'm going to leave it right there and then go to the other point.
Yes.
So he could not declare where, so in 93 he couldn't pay his debt. He told us He and his wife told us they couldn't keep a wedding. Yeah? But from a financial point of view, we now come to the Beresford's affidavit. And this is where it gets really troubling as somebody who understands banking. Now, one, remember, we had a limit on what you could, so for example, the $10 million that Mr. Holness claimed, he put into the Sunshine and the Lido deal, particularly the Sunshine deal. Yes? We asked the question, where does Mr. Holness get that money from? Because when you look throughout the affidavit and throughout there is no mentioning of where that $10 million came to pay the gentleman to purchase the taxi. We know he didn't pay the full sum because there was a loan from Estate Bridge. Now I want to touch Estate Bridge because you taught me something today that I didn't know, Mystic. Because I didn't know that Gavin was a part of Estate Bridge.
Yes.
So now, when we ask the question, who put the $4 million in the ATM? I'm going all over the places now, but I'm coming back to where I'm coming from. Now, how is it that the same Robert Gavin, a director of these companies, at least 3 companies of the Prime Minister, which by itself is a conflict of interest, yeah? You cannot be a close associate of an MP with them personal friends and be getting contracts from them. It can't happen, yeah? So let us look now on the financial part of this report. In 2000, you refer to the 47 million that he spoke of. But we see the appreciable net income of Mr. Holness with no clear indication of where the income, for example, for Positive Media, for Imperium Holdings, yes? Particularly, the one that strikes me the most is the one that was opened in September. And that would have been, if I'm not mistaken, that would be Imperium, correct?
Yeah, you're correct.
That would be Imperium, yeah? But Imperium didn't do. Imperium was not doing any business like that. So the question, ask yourself, Mr. Holness talked about starting the politics with 47 million. But when you look at the opening of Imperium, which was opened by the way on September the 7th, the new company, September the 7th, and was financed by a $50 million deposit within seven days after, September the 14th, 2021, the very same period that we saw these huge transactions happening. So I asked myself the question, what occurred during 2021 that would cause Mr. Holness and his company's network to grow so big? A further question, I said, what could really be this issue? Why would a $50 million deposit come into an account? No explanation where it comes from, who donated that. So I asked a question in the wider Caribbean Attic. Yes? And I said to somebody that was in government, are you aware if there were any donations given to the region during the pandemic, during 2021? The gentleman said to me, yes, there were donations given, and I can tell you, we received over 250,000 USD. Yes, for persons with disabilities to be given the support. So I want to ask the question to the Prime Minister. This $50 million suspicious deposit in this account that was opened on September the 7th, what is the source of funds for that account? One, let us fast track to the other part of the discussion. And let me bring up the data here because I don't want to quote from my head. Yes? Mr. Gavin and his wife and Juliet Holness and the wife shared directorship in these companies. And we know that. But I'm getting to the financial part. I'm trying to bring up the finances. Let me get the finances here. Yes, this was what I wanted. So it's a table of assets and liabilities. Yeah? If you look at Mr. Holness's growth in his network, yes? His total asset in 2018 was 1.112 million. Yeah? In 2019, it was 111. In 2020, it was 131. In 2021, it was 197. And 2002, it was 200 and something. But that is his assets in JMD. Let's go look at his network. Because assets minus liabilities equal your network. Yes?
Yes.
Now, if we look at his net worth in USD, we will realize that no, his total net worth in 2018, and the net worth is going to give you an interesting thing. Mr. Holness says in 2018 his assets are 112 million, but his net worth in GMB is only 89 million. Yes?
Yeah.
Now it would be interesting to ask what are these assets, because if he's 89 million is his assets and you less 89 from 112, then you will get what he's saying, the assets that he has value, correct?
Yes, you're correct.
However, when I do a little deduction, and I'm not a numbers man because I use calculator, yeah? So let me bring up my calculator and I'll show the public how Mr. Holness is and indeed a liar.
Wow.
Yes, and he's been lying for a long time.
Wow.
112 minus, that's what, 89 is his net worth there? Yes, 89.
89.
And we'll show the public. So Mr. Holness is telling us that his assets that he has, and assets means his vehicle and his properties, come up to $32 million.
Wow. Wow.
No, you see the craziness here? And we could go on, and if we do 2019 and do the same thing, these were the first things that struck me. Because you see, in order to understand where people's wealth come from, you have to have a determination of their true network. What them invest in, whether they have papers, whether they have live investment, fixed assets or non-fixed assets. Yeah? Now, the other part I want to look at. So we have showed to you just 2018 alone, right? And you have the chance, go in the report and see it for yourself, assets versus liability, and divide them up. And based upon what we saw in Beresford's report, we realized that this can't be true because he had bought the Sheraton property up in Red Hills, up in Cherry Gardens, or Beverly. He had then bought another property on Barbican, right, during the same period. So how could you report having 32 million in asset? That is not making any sense. Yeah?
Man, listen. I told y'all, man. I told y'all. Head boy came with the gauntlet. I don't know if y'all are following. I hope you are, because these are my gems. He's simply crunching the numbers and is like, something does not add up, bro. How do you have these properties valued at what they're valued, but at that same time, when you file your statutory declaration, it claims a value that is allegedly less than all of those properties put together? And that's just a part of your assets. Something ain't right. I'm telling y'all, something just ain't right. Let's continue.
Makes sense.
It's not making any sense. Then when we let's go now to the next section of the report, which this one is the one I really want to highlight. The institutional section of the report, which is very worrying. Yeah? And it has to do with the inter-network deposits and withdrawals. Because that, in any person in banking, that is the first thing that should frighten you. Yeah? No, I moved a little bit down here. I'm trying to look at the inter-deposits and withdrawals. There's a thing you can put up there that shows the inter-deposits and withdrawals. Yeah? Okay, yes, here we are. I've just found it. Yeah? So this one was the one you had mentioned. Right? Look at, let me bring it a little bit more down here. Look at Positive Media's report for that. Could you get Missy, could you get the 2020 June? Okay. I'm seeing it fully now, no problem. Yeah. Right, so look at the internet work deposit. Estate Bridge is the account holder. Yeah? And by the way, Estate Bridge has 3 different sub-accounts. 3 accounts. Well, one main account called 20 and 25. So 20 is the main account, 25 is a sub-account of that, and 35 is another sub-account. Yeah? Now, the main account is the one that says NCB 20, ending 20. Yeah? The inter-network deposits is a 145 million. The inter-network withdrawals was 20.7 million. Yeah? 20.76.97.
Yeah.
Now, what is it?
I'm sure that so that people can see that well.
Right.
Yes.
So what is the point that I'm trying to make here? Why am I looking at these inter-deposits? If you realize what is happening here, Mr. Holness is doing the sub accounts to mask the real distribution. And looking beyond, yes, looking beyond, we can see that what is really happening here is, in fact, because how could you have an internet work deposits, right? So it means that within the same, these three companies that I highlighted here, Estate Bridge, I want people to understand what it means, yeah? It means that the total volume of transactions between these companies here was that.
Yes.
Because if you, how do you do it? If you look at the, so it means it's for Estate Bridge. But if you look at Imperium, yeah? If you look at Imperium now, number 66, it's 148 million.
Yeah.
Right? Which means that the deposit, the internet work deposit has grown by about roughly 3 million or a little bit under 3 million. But look at the withdrawals now at there, starting at Imperium 66. It's 150 million.
Mm-hmm.
You with me?
Yes, yeah.
So one of the issues that I think could possibly happen here, I don't think Mr. Holness gave the Integrity Commission all of the accounts he has.
Wow.
This is an overdraft.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yes, which means that he has you're correct. He has overdraft to the system, which allows him. However, why is a prime, and this is the problem I have with the banking system in Jamaica. Tell me what Business Estate Bridge is doing right here with the 150, which is the overdraft. So they're overdraft by about 2 million because they're 148. Yeah?
Yeah, by about 2 million, yeah.
What sort of business?
Hold on there, boy. I want you to look at Estate Bridge because look at the overdraft for Estate Bridge.
3501, it's 100.
3501.
Opposed to 24 million deposit.
Right?
Oh, man, this one does it, Mr. You know, me never see it. So it's 200.
Exactly, you have a 24 million here, so.
And a 100.
They have $70 million overdraft.
So this is serious.
Wow. Let me tell you, this is where I was heading to when I was talking about it. Mr. Holness, by definition, is a PEP, a PEP, a politically exposed person.
Wow.
Typically, banks do not allow, it is internationally, from the Panama Papers were exposed, banks were told when you're onboarding PEP, there is a process that you need to do. Yeah? Mm-hmm. What we saw with the first account opening with no deposit, yes, was in itself a violation. But to come to make this point, what the bank has done here with a 73,000 overdraft for a company that has its total internet work deposits amongst this company was really 145. Yeah?
But so again, I want you to pay attention to 25.
Yes.
Nothing there.
Nothing take out of there. You know what that is?
Yes.
That's a holding account, my friend. More than likely, this is a checking account. Yeah?
Yes.
Because the reason why I could tell you more than likely it's a checking account, because if you realize most people nowadays don't use checks. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why no transaction is occurring in this account, because it's just me and your holding account, and then it allows the funds to be subletted to the others, and then this is really the account. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Because typically that's what happens when you have sub accounts. You have one that is when you have couple main account and sub account, you have one that does most of the activities. So this really is just like when putting little small money to stay, and if you realize it says there is no deposit, it's only withdrawal.
Wow.
Yeah?
Yes.
So that is the purpose. Now let us look at this one, which the other one again, Barita IM52, because I want to beat them bad this evening here.
Wow.
Yeah?
Yes.
No, this is the Barita where we saw, so this is a deposit because it's not a withdrawal. Let me look again, look properly here. Let me see if I look on the screen, on your screen, because mine is going bad. 1 second.
Yeah.
All right. So on your screen, it is showing me now, Barita MIM 24. So it means that this is the 24,000 we're seeing, 24 million we're seeing here. That is a withdrawal, correct? Or a deposit?
Yes, that's a withdrawal. That's a withdrawal.
Withdrawal. Okay. Now, remember, we understand the 50 million loan we're saying get from Barita, no so?
Mm-hmm.
Now, he's doing a withdrawal of 224. Yeah?
Yes.
But where's the deposit? Where's the activity? Where's the interconnected activities to this? So you know what happened? Barita sent the funds directly to this Imperium account, the so-called loan him claim him get. But ladies and gentlemen, I am going to say it, and I'm at the risk of embarrassing the Prime Minister and Barita this evening. I'll say it. There was no loan given to Mr. Holness.
Wow.
Do you know where that $50 million come from? It was a pay you for the urban center in St. Thomas.
Bangara.
I have been sitting down and watching this for a long time.
Bangara.
When I look at the operations of the urban center,
wow.
First, there are 3 investors in the urban center. Yes, Barita, NCB Financial Group, China Harbour Engineering Company, and by virtue of its office, the Factories Corporation of Jamaica, because of what it does. Yeah? When you look at the ROIs, the return of investments from the project out at Morant Bay, and as our goodly former mayor for St. Thomas said the other day, for Morant Bay said the other day, they're asking them to pay $10-something million a month now for them rent. If you look at the cost of the urban center, it's $5 billion. No, $5 billion then, sir? Yeah? Or $6 billion? One out of the 2?
I think a 5.
5, okay. Do you know that the St. Thomas Parish Council in 1 year would be able to pay at least 1/3 of what is the cost of doing the cost of doing the project at Morant Bay? You know down there. Do you know that the courthouse that is supposed to go there also would have to pay? Do you know all the government offices that are going to go in there will have to pay? And they're going to have more, some of them the courthouse is going to have more space than the parish council, because they're paying per square footage. I am suggesting to you that Mr. Holness is an investor in the urban center. I am suggesting. I am saying everything looks clear to me that he's an investor in the urban center. My other question would be, who are the other investors? Looking beyond, who are the other investors? My question would be to Mr. Man in Western St. Thomas, sorry. Are you an investor in the urban center?
Jesus.
My question would be to the Charles family. Are you guys investors in the urban center?
God.
Do you know where the urban center sits? Lies on the lands that belong to the Charles family?
No, sir. No.
Connect it. Hey boy, connect it.
No.
Do you know that the land they sit on belongs to the Charles family and it was subletted to FCJ?
No.
FCJ needs to come and tell us. You, Mr. Shirley, a very wicked man, you know. Littleton Shirley, very wicked man. I have no regard for him. Yeah?
Yes.
Littleton Shirley, who takes government money like it's his own. Remember where Mitchell's Auto Parts is on Agley Park Road? Yeah? Has now become the office of Desmond Mackenzie, which is owned by the Littleton Shirleys. The same disabled school that is on, that they had to close the door because they couldn't get government subvention, because they couldn't pay the rent. You know who owned the same building on Agley Park Road? Littleton Shirley. Let me go again. This
No. We need a breather. Oh my God. What is going on right now? What? Yo, people, may I tell you now, these clips that I am recording are videos you have to watch a few times. There's a lot of information that you guys have to go and do your own research about, because no, this is wild. This is insane. This man is asking some very serious question and is calling out some very serious possible connections. Mighty God. Let's continue. No, sir, I'm rewinding a little bit. This not safe. This not safe at all.
Disabled school. The same disabled school that is on, that they had to close the door because they couldn't get government subvention, because they couldn't pay the rent. You know who owned the same building on Agley Park Road? Littleton Shirley. Let me go again. This urban center, you see, that is why Holness could not say why he was. Remember now, he gave Barita fake documents. Now, within the securities market, anywhere in the world, when you present a fake document to purchase securities, do you know that's similar to a financial crime? It's a crime.
It was misrepresented to the securities or to the Jamaica Stock Exchange. He gave them a title for a property that did not belong to him.
Wow.
He said that this property is what he's using to stand up a property near him, Beverly Hills property. The other piece of land him have that Kelburn told us that he's building another apartment on.
No, sir.
So I say to you, this barita situation is deeper than we think. Now, that is why Holness could not and will not say to us why he was borrowing the charity money from Barita. Why? Because this is the kickback. You cover me to say you give me a loan, but is really an investment. You are telling me thank you for allowing me to be the preferred bidder and the preferred company to invest in the urban center.
Wow.
And it needs to be said, because I've been looking at it, needs to be said. Now, look at positive media, because I don't want to overstretch Barita. Look at positive media, because this is where it gets really nasty at positive media. Positive media's contracts, and if you don't access to information, do you know positive media gets contracts from the office of the Prime Minister?
No, I never know that.
I never know
yes,
that.
Yes, they do. And they claim that the contracts they get is for the effect of promoting this, that. Yeah? They do. And Sirati shaking him, they do. Now, when I looked at it, knowing who the directors of positive media are, including the fact that the two close associates, Robert Garvin, by the way, and Robert, come to the front of the class. Weren't you a liaison officer for China Harbour Engineering Company?
Here we are again.
Jesus.
Are you serious, boy?
I have been saying it and Garvin has not been denying it. He was a liaison officer for China Harbour Engineering Company. He was appointed liaison officer by Mike Henry.
No.
And when they came out of power and came back, he was appointed liaison particularly for the St. Thomas project.
On the backside this.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
No, sir.
So, that is why Westcon, why do you think the Prime Minister was thrilled about the report for Westcon? Because that Westcon report shows that it shows the web between him, Garvin, and Simpson, and the wife.
Jesus.
And the wife, yes.
Jesus.
Thank you, God.
No, gentlemen, I don't have anything much to say because I think we have found the culprit for the Morandi Center, and I yield. So the 50 million that we saw deposited in the account, that him claim was a loan?
Yes.
No. And inside charity money.
This is YouTube.
It was a
let's go for Mystic Sensation
for giving us the urban center. And I yield to you and Ratty.
All right, hold on, Edward. Before you go, let me just ask you one question.
Mm-hmm.
In 1995, between the period 1995 and 96, let us just go back there for a little while before
Mystic Sensation.
Mm-hmm. 1995 and 1996.
See the name here right here, sir.
1996, you have
that's the YouTube name right there.
Crash.
Mm-hmm.
And based on how we look on the Beresford affidavit, see where the money being put in small increments.
Yes.
Where do you think that Andrew Holness got that $47 million from?
You know, I said it on my good friend Wilfred with Rattigan's program, that I am of the view that now the Seagas should hate Andrew Holness. Because Andrew Holness stole Seagas money. He stole Seagas money from his company. But me no feel sorry for Seaga, you know, because you thief from a thief, God smile, you know. So when I saw it, I said it, Ratty would tell you, on the Saturday, I said it on Ratty program, I said, Ratty, you know, say Seaga money this. Now let me prove why it is Seaga's money. Yeah? Let me show you. And every labor right in Jamaica should disassociate themselves from Andrew Holness, who stole from the ultimate leader, Wandan.
Wow.
And if he can't steal from Wandan, who else will he steal from?
Wow.
Yeah? Because the only thing is true, Seaga never catch him to beat him like when he beat Desmond. But on a serious note now, even though I'm making light, let's get to the serious point of it. When you look at what happened, you saw the trickling of the $10 million being offered for the taxi. That was the first deal. Yeah? Then we come down now to Cash Plus. We see 3 million come there.
Yes.
Then he did a series of purchases before he became minister because he wanted to justify having those assets around 2006.
Yes.
Let's go further and why we can prove that it is the trickled money, because this man is a money launderer. I say plain out. because he kept that $47 million from he was working for Mr. Siaga. Yeah? And he trickled, because you see, this is called placement, layering, and integration.
Jesus.
He had that money for so long.
Wow.
The taxi business, by the way, the same business bring down Pablo Escobar and 2 taxi alone in that. Yeah? The taxi business could not generate that revenue that he had. So he now has to start look at different avenues of putting the 47 million. So that's how he get caught in all in and cash plus.
Yes. And that's how we find him.
And that's how we find him. And by the own admission of his wife, that her wedding was no big wedding, no posh wedding, but we'll get there.
Yes.
Yeah, and I'm certain you will get there, Sir Byron. But the point I'm making for solid fact that it is Thiaga's money. In the first deposit of 3 million into cash plus, remember, up to 2007, Mr. Holness's salary had not reached 3 million yet. He was a member of parliament, he was not a minister. His salary was not 3 million. So where you get $3 million for putting a cash plus? I put it to you, my learned friends, brothers and sisters, that it is the very same monies that he kept for a long period of time, and he started to trickle it in and layer it in. And the very perfect time to have done it was to put it in Olint and Cash Plus. Because remember too, that Olint was a financier for the Jamaica Labour Party.
Yes.
Rotted.
Olint, David Smith, and I call him name Ian Moore, Darrell Vance, and Bruce Golding were the ones flying around in the helicopter dropping off the money. I know, because that money destroyed Horace Daly in 2007 and Richard Azan.
Whoa!
Wow. So why was Holness putting money in Olin and the JLP members putting money in Olin? Because the only way they could justify the monies they steal is by putting it in Olin and then saying then get it back in what they had invested. If you are a close friend of any bank, you can go to them with 50 million dirty and they give you 25 clean. Dubai does that. Yeah? And they make it look as if these things are coming from investments. What Mr. Holness has taught the average Jamaican is if you have good friends in the banks in Jamaica, if you have good friends in high places, you can breach every financial rules in Jamaica and get away with it with no implications of what can happen. Mr. Holness, by virtue of being a PEP, a politically exposed person, should not have so many accounts. Should not. And if he does have accounts, those accounts must come under a company. But as I yield to you, my friend, the most worrying part of all of these discussions is the nil return. Filing nil return. Ratty knows as an attorney, any company you have, even if it's $50 you make, you have to put down the $50 and make the state decide what they're going to take from you. By virtue of his position as Prime Minister of the country, Mr. Holness has found himself tainted because he can no longer speak confidence. How could a Prime Minister have company earning $50 million, $4 million being put on an ATM machine by his good friend that was with him in the same company? I won't call his name because I know his who. And it was not the Chinese who put the money in case they think it was the Chinese. It was not them. But I yield to Ratty and I yield to you, my friend.
Thank you, everyone. I really appreciate the input.
People, I don't even want to play a sound bite. This is a lot. I told you that head boy came with the gauntlet. I'm going to tell you something about content like this. You know, listening to it one time is not enough. You really got to sit down and pencil out what this man is saying. Connect the names, connect the timeline, connect the money, connect the institutions. And some of the names that he has mentioned, they are still involved with the government in some capacity. Because he mentioned the urban center. Who are the investors in the urban center? Who are they? Who owns the land? it is very wrong for him to be the PM. There's so much things wrong with Andrew Holness modus operandi just off principle alone. These reports, Andrew Holness shouldn't even be running in the election. But he is. And as I am, you know, you have to really ask these questions and look at these things if you are going to vote. And I encourage everybody to vote. Vote against corruption. That this was part 2. It's heating up, ladies and gentlemen. It's heating up. Mighty God. Oh, head boy came with the gauntlet. Oh my God. This man came through like what you call that dude? What's his name again? I forgot the movie. But yeah. Like and share the video, man. Sheesh. Lord of mercy. Hey. Let's get to Mr. Rattigan. No disrespect to the other people on the platform, but whew, Lord of mercy. I'm telling you, man, it's a lot, man. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Yes. So now we go to part 3 and the grand finale of our review of Mystic Sensation series of Hiroshima bombs that he dropped. The title of the video on YouTube is The Core of Evil. Mystic Sensation is the name of the platform. Make sure that you guys go and subscribe to Mystic Sensation. Is that legal to say on TikTok? Anyway, you know what to do. Let's get into this, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, that's what. Sometimes I'll be not liking the computer, man. Let me see if I'm recording. Okay, I'm recording. Okay, great. Guys, please remember to like and share the video as you come in. This is part 3, ladies and gentlemen, and grand finale. Please go to Mystic Sensation on YouTube and check out their platform. The title of this video is The Core of Evil. Alright. This is part 3. In part 2, you have to watch all 3 parts. Basically, part 1 was Mystic Sensation laying down the evidence. Part 2 was really Head Boy adding to what was put forth and bringing his own analysis as somebody that understands the banking system. And then part 3, you're going to hear from a man with a lot of experience, being a retired FBI supervisor. All right, a Jamaican, Mr. Will Rattigan. So we're gonna hear things from his perspective in this one. Let's get it.
You're on.
You're muted.
Sorry. Yeah. I've heard so much. There's not much I can add, but that'll a few pieces here and there. When the Prime Minister Andrew Holness, when he left school, he went to work for, as was stated, the Voluntary Organization for Uplifting Children. That was from 1994 to 1996. But before 1994, he received a degree, and his degree was in management studies. Then between 1994 and 96, he received his master's degree in development studies. And he was there from 1994 until 1996. Then from 1996 until 2000, he worked for Mr. Siaga at Premier Group Limited. Now I want to show you something. Lady Anne-Marie, just share that for me, please. Remember, he has 2 degrees. He has, well, now they say he has a professional doctorate, but before then he had and then he also had one of them that you pay for, the one from Delaware.
You
honorary.
Brock, you didn't send me the document.
Yeah, it's right here.
You want to share?
Yeah, share it, yeah.
Which document?
didn't. I'm not seeing it.
You're not seeing it? Because it's, let me see. Yeah, it's right here.
Send it again.
Hold on. All right, let me stop sharing. Let me pull it up back. Share screen. Here we go. You don't see that?
They're not coming through.
Okay. All right. Well, here's what the document says. It says that the title is Candidates Nominated in the General Elections 1997, because if folks remember, in 1997, the election was held, I believe, in December. And it says here, St. Andrew West Central, and there are 3 candidates. Warren Blake, who's a medical doctor. Stephen Daly, who's a businessman. And Andrew Holness. And his occupation is listed as financial controller. I look through his things and I don't see anything about finances, management studies and development studies. They sound like, they don't sound like financial courses to me. But anyway, it says financial controller. And that's the position he occupied when he was working for Mr. Siaga. So it kind of makes sense what Ed Boy is saying about him being in control of the finances and then moving and grooving with the money. But then we get to Burrito. Let me talk a little bit about Burrito, because it's a $50 million loan. And I mean, if you think about what Head Boy is saying, it makes sense. And here's why it makes sense. Burrito gave out this $50 million loan. And when the Integrity Commission went to Burrito and said, let's see the books, and was this an unsecured loan? Meaning that you put up something collateral for it? Or was it unsecured, meaning you didn't put anything up, or secured, you put something up for it? And they said, yeah, it's a secured loan. He put up collateral. And they said, what collateral did he put up? They said, well, he put up land, he put up shares, and he put up an insurance policy. And they said, let's see the evidence. And when they looked, they realized that he received the $50 million, and 2 weeks later, he bought shares, which he put up. You and I can't get that deal, right? And that's one. The land that he said he put up, they found out that he put it up 6 months after he got the $50 million.
What?
And the insurance policy was never tendered.
Come on, man. Stop.
So I don't know what's going on here with that, but it gets worse. He said that he had some shares with Burrito, so they went to Burrito and said, well, how come he didn't tell us about the shares? They said, well, he didn't purchase the Burrito shares from us. He purchased them on the open market. So they went to the stock exchange and they said, we need proof that the Prime Minister purchased these shares. And they said, well, we can show you that he has he received the shares, but we can't tell you how much. We don't have any record of how much he paid for the shares, which makes absolutely no sense. The critical question here is a very simple question. And it's a question the Prime Minister he says he hasn't been, but he has been dodging the question. And just tell us the source of funds.
The chat just stopped.
Please, just tell us where you get all of this money from. A very simple question.
Hold on there.
No.
I've got refresh.
Head Boy didn't want to call the name, but I can. The Integrity Commission found out was going around to different ATMs and making deposits to the Prime Minister's account, which just didn't make any sense.
Something was wrong.
But there are, so you have Norman Brown, you have Robert Garvin, and there's another guy from over in his constituency. But there are two guys.
Bernal James.
Because we seem to think that, sometimes we think that when the Prime Minister is doing all these things, but there are people behind him that you don't even hear about.
Oh my God, I didn't even see
two of those people are
Cutting Edge was here. Oh man,
Head Boy knows
the remix. Oh, Elga. Oh, I'm sorry.
The second one is a guy by the name of Paul.
Guys, I did not see none of those comments till a while ago.
And so Paul sorry. East, just quickly to tell you about Paul East. Paul East is the guy who the Prime Minister loaned him $2 million at one point. Then the Prime Minister purchased a boat with this man from a company named Palladium down in the British Virgin Islands.
Yes. Curiosity.
Three of them purchased the boat. Nice boat. We saw a representation of the boat last Saturday. But then this same guy, Paul East, he has a company called Nav East. That is a family-owned company that he's in charge of. That company received more than $750 million of government contracts.
What?
In total, Paul East was connected to more than $1 billion of government contracts.
Damn.
These are the people that he's associated himself with. And then when you talk about Positive Media, the Prime Minister's media company, what's weird is that there's a company called Green Emerald that sits in the heart of the ghetto. We talked about it last week and how they contracted with the Prime Minister's company to do PR work for them. And then they paid some money and then they loaned the Prime Minister's company millions of dollars. And then when they paid him back, they paid him an overage of $5 million, and they can't really explain the flow of the money. This is what happens, people, when you don't acquire funds legitimately. And so you have to devise and scheme and come up with ways how to move the funds in such a way that it won't cause attention.
Wow.
But even if you want to give the Prime Minister the benefit of the doubt, and like he said, he's worked hard for everything, he wasn't born with a gold spoon in his mouth. The one outstanding question that the Prime Minister has not shed any light on,
yes,
and I've said it before, is source of funds. Mr. Prime Minister, where did you get all this money from? Just answer that question and everything will be fine.
Simple.
But everything won't be fine, and he knows it. Everything won't be fine, because if you go back and you look at that report, you see where they said that they said he deliberately omitted information, and therefore it's impacted his 2016, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, I think 23, 21, I think they stopped at 21, statutory declaration. So the Prime Minister knows what's coming. He knows that if he provides that information, they're going to go back and they can decertify all of those statutory declarations. Because, and somebody was asking me, how do you decertify? Well, fraud. If they can prove fraud, fraud vitiates certification. Fraud wipes out certification. If they can go back and know that he intentionally did all of these things, then they can go back and decertify. And so you'd have a Prime Minister who probably won't have a certification at all, because they said they went back and they looked at his from 1998 to 2001. They've been looking at his statutory declarations. And then there is I don't know if you've seen it. There's some people are making the argument that, you know, Craig Beresford and Panton, that they lied. One of them lied because Panton sent something to the Parliament saying we couldn't get any information from the Prime Minister, and so we referred it to FID, which was last year, that letter was sent. But then they said this year, March, Beresford said, I'm waiting for the Prime Minister to provide me with the information so I can conclude 2022-2023 statutory declarations. Both things can be true. Yes. Both of them can be true. Because if he gives it to Beresford, then what they'll do, they'll call off the FID investigation. But some people are making an argument saying that, but at the end of the day, all of these things that they said he did, the Integrity Commission said that he did. They have the proof. And so I don't know where he's going to turn. He's caught between a rock and a hard place, and he's fighting a losing battle as far as I'm concerned. That's it.
Hold on, Rocky. Stay a bit, let me just ask some questions. Because just as what you communicated, as it relates to what Emily Shield is trying to say, that Emily Shield stated that the Integrity Commission investigators, right, are in pursuit to persecute, right, Andrew Holness. And so saying, she is saying that the statutory declaration of the Prime Minister from 1998 up until 2020 had already been certified. This is Emily Shield's argument. What Emily Shield is not paying attention to is to the fact that, remember, Ratty, that...
Let me just say this. You know, people like Emily Shields, they are very disingenuous. Either that, or she's outside her limit or her scope of understanding. There's no logical, right-minded, sorry, TikTok. There's no logical, right-minded person that looks at this Integrity Commission report and then looks at the affidavit from Craig Beresford and come to the conclusion that the Integrity Commission in any capacity is actually is like the boogeyman trying to take down Andrew Holness. That is very disingenuous. And let me tell you why. You know what Craig Beresford affidavit actually reveals? One of the many things it reveals? It reveals that Andrew Holness got many chances, many chances to show the Integrity Commission where this money come from. Show us, explain to us where your money come from. And ladies and gentlemen, the honest truth about it, when you look at the report, every single time Andrew Holness came up short. That is what the report reveals. That is what the report reveals. Andrew Holness, under normal circumstances, should have been charged already for several things under the Integrity Commission Act. Withholding information is a charge. You see what happened to Dalrymple? There is a charge attached to that. So Andrew Holness was given what I would say extra concession, given he is the Prime Minister. He was given some more wriggle room. He was given more wriggle room. They pampered him. They gave him an opportunity to show them that his assets were legally attained. And the more questions they asked, the more he couldn't answer. Because the answers that he were given, it was not adding up. So what did the Integrity Commission do? Listen, this is kind of over our heads. What is happening here? We are suspicious of certain things. So we're going to leave this to the FID because that is their expertise. And because of that, Andrew Holness brought them to court. And here we are. So people like Emily Shields or whatever she wants to name, is either you are very disingenuous or you are outside of your scope where the information is concerned. You just don't get it. There's too much things. There's too much. Andrew Holness' house is like him have this pun not intended, but it's like him have a mansion, and this is not a real house because we don't want nothing happen to a real house. Because you know them stay. It's like the man have a mansion, right? You ever hear them say set your house in order? It's not always a physical house. The man have a mansion, ladies and gentlemen, and on every corner of his house, every door, every window, there is a fire, and the roof is on fire as well. You know what as well? There is a ticking time bomb under the foundation, and there's an earthquake. This is what is happening to Andrew Holness right now with all of these reports coming out, you know. It is very bad. It is very bad, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue. It don't sound good. It don't look good.
Between 1998 up until 2020, that the Integrity Commission just accept, right, as it relates to what being reported on by Andrew Holness. They did not do any investigation. However, based on what an external investigator, right, had found, actually, so companies that were not listed by Andrew Holness, it brought new bad back. So then, all of those statutory declarations that were certified, right, simply means now it becomes a new game because Andrew Holness did not, right, identify or speak of certain things. And so then, having said that, it is going to affect, right, those previous statutory declarations. What say you on the matter, Ratty?
Yeah, you see, the thing is, if you look at the statutory declaration, it just says that, it clearly says no audit was done. That's exactly what they do, is they just add up the numbers, and then that's it. What happened was, in 1990, I think it was 1998, somebody complained about the Prime Minister, and they complained to the Integrity Commission, the old Integrity Commission, and they started looking into his affairs. That's how that happened. Because if you look at the January 25th, 2019 letter from, I think, the acting director of information and complaints to the commission, she said they've been looking at this stuff from 1998 to 2016, and that was because somebody told them that they should go back and look because they've been certifying everything. And then if you look at Craig Beresford, if you go to paragraph 6 of Craig Beresford's thing, I think is probably the most important paragraph in his affidavit, because he said here that the omission of any information would result in an incorrect calculation of the declarant's net worth. And the last sentence in that paragraph is, in essence, the statutory declaration would be false and omissions would impact past.
Yes.
He said it.
And also impact future
Yes.
net worth calculations. So what he's saying to you is that we're going back.
Exactly.
We're going back, we're going forward, but we're also going back, and they went as far back as 2016. So for somebody to say that, you know, it's a witch hunt and they're going after him, I think it's voluntary blindness.
I saw it.
They decided they're not going to look, they're going to close their eyes.
I'm going to join the YouTube channel and watch it, replay.
And if you look at it objectively, without, you just put on your blinders and just, you'll see that there is a ton of evidence there. In fact, the program we have coming up is let me just quickly just tell you what it's called. We're going to come up with at least 20 reasons why Prime Minister Andrew Holness should be charged for breaching the Integrity Commission Act and the Corruption Prevention Act.
Wow.
At least 20 reasons.
Wow.
It's more. When I checked it, I think it was more than 30. I think I stopped at 35, but I'm being generous. I said 20. But I think depending on how time is and how I feel about it, I might just go past 20, 30, or maybe 40. But there's a whole lot of reasons in this report. This report is significant. People don't realize, you know. Every time I've read this report now about 5 times.
Lord God. Sorry, TikTok. Me just abuse so. People, on the hear what Rattigan say a while ago? Strong woman we are going with. On the hear what Rattigan say a while ago? Rattigan says Saturday, he might go lay out 20 reasons why Andrew Holness should have been charged by the Integrity Commission and the Integrity Commission Act. 20 reasons. And him say him have 35. He's being generous. Mighty God. People don't miss that show here. Yeah, man. Rattigan every Saturday. Don't miss it. A true. Yeah, carry the pen and paper because I truly class. Whew. Lord mercy. This is... Whew, let's continue.
And I'm going to read it tomorrow. It's going to be the 6th time. And every time I read, I find a nugget. I find something that I didn't say before. Every single time. It's tedious reading, but if you have the time and you're willing to sketch it out, it can be very rewarding in terms of having a rich discussion about what the Prime Minister has done and what he's doing. And based on what I see here, it is my considered opinion that the Prime Minister has committed crimes.
Okay.
He has committed crimes.
Let me ask you a question to clear up something here.
Wow.
Now, let me just go back to 1995
yeah, if us go to your page, man. You have a schedule already. May I show you still? May I show you?
All right. We don't know as it relates to, you know, in terms of Andrew Holness getting that $47 million. But one, he had stolen it from Edward Siaga. And number 2,
DF Byron,
Edward Siaga had given it to him. So what I'm trying to define here is what we call a sort of, you know, black hole, a financial black hole for Andrew Holness. Because any answer that Andrew Holness give, Andrew Holness is going to be in a problem. If Andrew Holness admitted that he had stolen the money from Edward Siaga, then his wealth, right, hinge on illicit enrichment.
Yes.
And if Siaga had given him the money,
yes,
it simply means as it relates to mens rea and actus reus. Siaga would have intent, right, of not wanting to pay back the money, and so he began to share the money with Andrew Holness.
Mighty God.
Giving Andrew Holness a portion. Would you say that?
I would agree with that statement. I would agree with it. And let me just quickly show you, because what we did around here, we did a little piece on the Prime Minister. It's called Uncertified Wealth, the mystery behind Jamaica's Prime Minister's finances. And we looked at his education, and then we go to 1996, 1997, when he was 1994 to 1996, he was the executive director of Voluntary Organization for Uplifting Women. Then 1996 to 1997, he was the special assistant and financial manager at the Premium Group of Companies. At that time, he was making $438,500 annually.
All right, Flo, all right, I get to it.
In 1997, financial manager at the Premium Group of Companies. At that time, he was making $438,500 annually. Then, in 1997, he became Member of Parliament. Actually, didn't take his seat till 1998, but he was making $1.5 million annually. 1999 to 2002, he was opposition spokesperson on land and development. 2002 to 2005, opposition spokesperson on housing. 2005 to 2007, opposition spokesperson on education. So he's making 1.5 all along. 2007 to 2012, he was Minister of Education. He was making 5.3 annually. 2011 to 2012, remember a short stint, he was Prime Minister. He was making 7.3 or a pro rata share of that because it wasn't a full year. 2012 to 2006, he was leader of the opposition. He was making 6.4. 2016 till now, he's making 9.1. And here's what we did wrong here. We said, okay, income tax is 25% to 30%. And the low to middle income households that typically spend a large share of their income, ranging from 72% to 98% on basic necessities. And they save, on the average, 10 to 15% of their income. Now we said, this is what we said. If the Prime Minister invested 15% of his income from 1997 to 2011 at an optimistic 10% annual rate, notwithstanding OLINT and Cash Plus, his total interest plus principal plus interest would be about 20.6 million. And this is far below the 57.1 million for the house he bought in 2011 with no mortgage.
Wow.
And a 5.3 million salary.
Wow.
And so we say the Integrity Commission has revealed that the Prime Minister's net worth increased by 51.5 million between 2017 and 2021. And in any functioning democracy, when public officials receive large deposits or own substantial assets that don't align with their salaries, and accountability agencies such as Jamaica's Integrity Commission is responsible for tracing those funds to make sure that they're lawful and not connected to corruption or misuse of public resources. Mm-hmm. Now, the Prime Minister, we know this as a fact, that he struggled to pay his student loans. In fact, he defaulted on the student loans. His name appeared in the Student Loan Bureau. Wealth is not inherently suspicious, but it must have a clear and legitimate source, such as inheritance, lottery winnings, private businesses, or gifts. Yeah. And if your wealth is not above board, then why hasn't it been certified? So what we're saying, oh, by the way, when the revelation about the student loans came up in 2019, Senator Robert Morgan, remember him, he framed the situation as saying, every ghetto youth can be great, from nothing to something and from board house to Jamaica House. He said that. Mm-hmm. But we're saying, given the unanswered questions about the Prime Minister's wealth and business dealings, is this truly an example for ghetto youths from board house to illicit enrichment? And that's the question we left the report with. And one last thing. You know, the Prime Minister said he was born and raised in a 1-bedroom board house. Then it went to a 2-bedroom board house. Him come back and him tell him have a problem for a financial manager control. Him have a problem with numbers because the Sunday when they had their mass meeting, he said he started out with 2 taxi cabs. That's a lie. That's a lie. Because when he was interviewed by the Integrity Commission, they told him he had started out with 3 taxi cabs. So I don't know where this man is going. He's all over the place. So
all right. Ratty, hold it, because I want the panel to answer in terms of the question that I'm going to ask. You brought up something that is fundamentally important. We already said that it relates to you checking Andrew Holness PV. You have not seen any form of certification in finance.
That's correct.
No. So let me ask them. I'm going to ask a question. Right and first. Persons can respond. Person in the panel can respond. I have asked him, is it a situation that Juliet Holness was behind the scenes doing the finances?
Mighty God.
Let me just quickly say that's a very good question. That's an outstanding question. Because if you read the report that came out, I think in December of last year, there is absolutely no mention of his wife. No mention. This affidavit, yes. She's all over the show. The Prime Minister is loaning her money. Then, in fact, he put her as a director on Delido. 2 years after Delido stopped doing business.
Yes.
How do you do that? The business completely finished, and then you put her on it as a director when the company fold up and business over. Then we see him loaning her money, loaning his wife and her sister. student loan money, and we see him put her on a whole bunch of companies. Then we see him buying supplies through her company. It's a mess. It's a mess. I just want to see her investigative report. I want to see that one.
Yeah. What is Juliet on a CB?
I think she's a certified public accountant.
Yeah.
What? So she has the ability and the capacity.
Indeed.
Wow.
To do the finance.
Indeed.
Wow.
Okay.
And you know, that's one of the reasons why we were concerned around here, because we were looking at when the Integrity Commission asked him to provide information, and it took him 12, 18. It took him about 18 or 19 months before he provided the information.
Sheesh.
No, if any one of us, if we were government officials and we did that, they would. I mean, you know what would happen? They'd crucify us. But he took 18 to 19 months to give them the information they were asking for. Think about that. And so somebody said to me, you know what? They were cooking the books during that time period. They're trying to figure out, hey, how do we send something that is seemingly plausible to the Integrity Commission to just keep them away? How do we do that? And he responded, and when he responded, when they examined the information, they came back to him and they told him that this information is not good, and they kept going back and forth. And all along that time, during that time period, he was saying I think it's December 6th, is Global Anti-Corruption Day. And they put out a publication. And all of the leaders in Jamaica, they speak very highly about anti-corruption efforts in Jamaica, including the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
You know, the one time he didn't talk about the Integrity Commission last December.
Yeah.
He said, the hell with them. You know what nothing to do with them.
All right, Brother Rapi. All right. Let me just turn to Melting Pot. Melting Pot. Right.
People, me not going to the man them full show, you know. I understand. Not going to the man them full show. You guys have to go to their page on YouTube. Right? Boom. Mystic Sensation. This is the page. Alright? And of course, Reasoning with Rattigan. This is Reasoning with Rattigan page. On Saturday is usually 2 o'clock they start. They have not scheduled a live stream yet. Right? So you guys can go to the page. Reasoning with Rattigan, see? Alright. And Mystic Sensation. And check them out. So 2 p.m. Saturday, he's gonna be live. And he already told you what he's going to be showing. Ladies and gentlemen, as like I said, you know, the more and more you dive into Andrew Holness's investigation, and the more the experts ask questions, is the more my eyebrows heighten and my eyes get wide. This is unbelievable. I no other Prime Minister of Jamaica, right? No other Prime Minister of Jamaica at any given time has gone through such a scandal. None. This is a whole scandal, ladies and gentlemen. It's at 3, sorry guys, it's at 3 p.m. 3 p.m. your time. You're in the United States, it's 2 p.m. Jamaica time. Sassy, don't you forget? Don't you remember that you guys are an hour ahead? I am almost certain that Will Rattigan show start 2 o'clock. Jamaica time. It's 3 p.m. your time, right? In the United States. What time is it there now for you? It's 3:19 here in Jamaica. 19 minutes past 3. What time is it there for you, Sassy? So guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Thank you very much. Yes. Gotta get these videos uploaded. Cookies, 4.19 in America, right? Not in the UK. I don't know. What time is it in the UK? You're in Canada? Oh, so me and Canada at the same time? So we say at 3 o'clock Jamaica time? What time is it in Canada, Sassy? Carlton Dunbar, what time is it in the UK now? Cause Melting Pot come from the UK now. And Melting Pot, the on show. Well, I'm living at the UK, I should say. And Melting Pot, the on show like all the time. So you know, say when him up 10 hours a morning. Oh, you there on Jamaica time? Thank you very much, Sassy. I know. Guys, so I don't know. If you're in the UK, it's what, 9:20 p.m.? So you are 6 hours ahead. We are, so 2 p.m. our time would be 8 p.m. your time in the UK. Alright? So in the UK, it's 3:20 in Canada now. What time is it in Canada? It's 3:21 in Jamaica now. What time is it? Want to get this started out, you know. Want to get it started out. Talk to me. What time is it in Canada, y'all? You are 1 hour ahead? Okay, so it's confirmed. For the people in Canada, it's 3 p.m. Right? Because you're 1 hour ahead of Jamaica. Jamaica time, Rattigan is on 2 p.m., ladies and gentlemen. Alright? For the people in the UK, it's 8 p.m. Because you're 6 hours ahead. Where are my people in America? America is an hour ahead as well, right? So it's 3 p.m. for them on Saturday. Right? So it's an hour. There you go. There you go. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I always try to, you know how I know? Rattigan show is so important because he's an investigator, a real investigator. I try to schedule my timing on a Saturday away from his time. You know, I really try to do that sometimes. It's not possible in terms of going live, I should say. It's not possible all the time because when you have time to do something, you have time to do something and then there's breaking news. It's only 24 hours in a day. Colin Bell, I like listen to Colin Bell on Saturday morning. I listen to Mr. Wayne Lonesome, right, throughout the week early. I watch ABR News, I watch Hot Press, I watch Talk Your Mind. Sometimes I don't have time. Because I'm there, I saw do my own thing and the news cycle all away. They're on it. Call us. You know what I mean? So it's a lot, man. It's a lot. But Mr. Rattigan show, he has taught me a lot. He has taught me a lot about ATIs. He has taught me a lot about the Constitution. He has taught me a lot about government process. He has taught me a lot about the functions of government. Alright, looks like my phone is overheating. Sorry about that. Man, I need a new phone, man. I need a phone that is heat resistant. Do you guys see that the sun is turning up? Jesus. Thank you so much, Sharon, for that comment. You say you all serve an invaluable role. Hey, I do my part, man. I'm just a part of the ants colony that is you know, trying to put a bite in our people's brain for them to think and wake up from their slumber. You can't listen to this information from Mr. Willie Rattigan. It's not possible. And then you revert back to show a labor right third term. Come on, man. Stop it. You cannot do that. I'm sorry. You cannot do that. There is nobody out to get Andrew Holness. He's not innocent. He's not being transparent. Right? He doesn't want to be transparent. The Integrity Commission report clearly shows that. But let me play this because I actually find it. For the people that just come in, I go back to the Cliff Hughes something. Yeah. I go back to it.
Nationwide is an incubator for the government.
Yes.
An incubator for the government. Naomi Francis left on press secretary. Cecil Tams left on communication director for JUTC. Abka left on senator. Dennis Brooks left on communication director for JCF. It is an incubator for the
Why stop?
Jamaica Labour Party, and that's why they like to spin things that we say, and I expect them to spin things this evening.
And there's nothing in that to spin, but to say to Mr. Campbell, what you have done is to put in jeopardy, in danger, the physical well-being of not only those people you named, but every single member of the nationwide staff. It is a dangerous thing to have said, and you decided to set us up.
Now, I'm a bit confused. Where's the lie? Where's the lie that Dr. Dayton Campbell told? How is that setting up nationwide? You're an incubator for the JLP. And the evidence is these are several people that left from your station and is now a member of the Jamaica Labour Party. Oh, and by the way, we can clearly see that you are biased to the JLP. It's okay, own it. How are you in danger? Comrade that come do you something? Which comrade tell you say they want to hurt anybody from nationwide? Tell me, when has this happened? When? Does the PNP have a history of promoting violence against anybody that does not see things the way how the PNP see it? No. The word is love. The word is love. But people are not stupid, Cliff Hughes. People recognize that you are not you are partisan. You pick a side, brother. Your station pick a side. And it's just the truth. It's just the truth. And to further highlight the truth, we're gonna go back to this fine piece of audio that I had the opportunity to record. Yes, let's get it.
See, and that's why the people them decide they rather somehow we go up there with facts and one new them only come up with. I see how we making light cut off up at Bradley Avenue. Cliff come out and I see how we cause him for campaign staff them. Eh? I don't hear it, people. I want to know if you don't hear it.
George B. Wagwan.
Well, I can see if I can pull it up so I can hear the meltdown. You know, listen to this.
Now let me remind our listeners, last year after the local government elections, Dr. Dayton Campbell, the General Secretary of the People's National Party, virtually taunted us when he said that coverage that Nationwide provided was fair and balanced to the People's National Party. They got a lot of exposure on this station, and they did not spend $1 in advertising with us. He taunted us in saying that. Dayton Campbell said that our coverage of the local elections were fair and balanced. Yes? And they got the level of exposure that they could not complain about. And yet they did not spend $1 with us. And I say, let me finish. Let me say it. Because I'm going to start talking up and telling the stories now.
You hear him? Let me finish, because I'm going to start talk up the things them and talk up and talk the things them. If telecast and stoops, so now a Bex, but out the station. So
I want to continue to cover them. I want to continue to carry them in the and they got the level of exposure that
the station suffer. Listen to him, but I'm going to talk up the things them now, and I'm going to talk up the put on your big drawers. Cliff, we are listening.
Let me remind our listeners, last year, after the local government elections, Dr. Dayton Campbell, the General Secretary of the People's National Party, virtually taunted us when he said that coverage that Nationwide provided was fair and balanced to the People's National Party.
Veronica, what's up?
A lot of exposure on this station, and they did not spend $1 in advertising with us. He taunted us in saying that. Dayton Campbell said that. Our coverage of the local elections were fair and balanced. Yes? And they got the level of exposure that they could not complain about. And yet they did not spend $1 with us. And I say, let me finish. Let me say it. Because I'm going to start talking up and telling the stories now. This entity continues to suffer at the hands of PNP supporters, PNP leaders, some of them, not all of them. Let me make that very clear. Some of them, not all of them. And yet, we have refused and will continue to refuse to the annoyance of some of our biggest listeners and most consistent listeners who tell us, why don't we carry PNP in the news? Why don't we invite them to the program? Right? Why? And they're here to know. They're here to know. I want to continue to cover them. I want to continue to carry them on the news. Yeah? Look on YouTube and you see them say it every day. Every day. The YouTubers vex. And I say to you, YouTubers,
Yo, me say, people, the man is irate. The man begs. The man upset. The man a lot about the YouTuber them. So you know, say, after I press Talk Your Mind TV, Mr. Wayne Lonesome, Andre Stevens, ABR News TV. Me I put myself in it too, although I don't know if them watch me still, but them possibly watch me. I don't think I've really gone at Cliff Hughes, but I've mentioned how crazy it was the other day that he threatened physical bodily harm to Mr. Dr. Dayton Campbell. But these other names that I've mentioned, including more, they have been very open about Nationwide being shut down. And Nationwide, and rightfully so. I agree with their perspective. Because you see, just fabricating stuff is beyond me for clicks and views. It's not that you was careless and you never fact check or whatever, you never put allegedly in front of it, I never put it in a context. Whatever you needed to do. You are a national media entity. The responsibility that you have is elevated more than even us, the vloggers. Not saying that we are void of responsibility, but your responsibility, you're national media, so you have a larger responsibility, right? And what I mean, choose Jamaica by putting the X beside the head. Anyway, BJ Virtual, big up yourself. So when you look at that and you look at nationwide, you have to say, boy, Virgin, you're biased, you disrespect the man, you say why somebody not box him in his face. So all you expect, thank you for the gifts, Decade 7. All you expect the People's National Party to be huggy. I want to know what caused all of this now. The People's National Party now on debate with the Jamaica Labour Party. This Saturday, the first debate, and there's a lot of nationwide where I would say nationwide journalists that they wanted to ask questions, and there's certain of them that has violated and disrespected, and I'm glad I downloaded one of those videos. I'm gonna repost it. Let me get to this. Dr. Nathan Campbell account of CVM TV. No, that's not the one. Wrong. Let me see. Which one of them video, Father God? Which one of them video? I go find it, you know. I go find it. I have to play it. Can I find it the other day? Nationwide. I was making reference of this video. The other day. Peter. Oh yes, Fieval Williams. Fieval Williams. I fear her name, me did type in. I'ma find the video. Wow. Bear with me there, people. Give me a second. So why that come up now? Shouldn't to worry about my case. Into hurry up on my case. Alright, so I have the 50 now. One of these videos, man. Jeez, please. I swear I download that video, no, man. Radam. Oh yeah, here we go. Got him. Yes, I'm going to go to the end. See it now. Alright, see it. So this press conference was done. I'm going to share the screen with the people on the computer. I'm going to flip the camera for you guys. Alright. Let me share the screen. Oh, remember this. Listen to this.
$1 billion a year.
Okay. What is important that Mark Bolo just said a while ago, ladies and gentlemen, is that they will be inheriting the budget that the JLP has passed. So we need to keep that in mind. So really, when the PMP is going to be at full throttle in terms of their plans, is the next fiscal budget that they will be putting forward when they win the election. So I want us to pause, reflect on that, and pay attention. However, what he said was encouraging, that with what they've seen from the budget that they put forward, he's saying that, you know, they still see where they can focus on the farmers, focus on the SMEs, and he also mentioned on the last part there, which I think is very important, is that those businesses have not started yet. When they start, those businesses will be allocating more taxes, and that's going to create more fiscal space, so they will have more revenue to expand the economy and grow it even more. Understand? So investing in the people of Jamaica is the best investment that you can actually do, which the farmers, the businesses, the students in terms of education, because they know with proper education will come forward, right, and give us more productivity from you know what they learned. You get what I'm saying? And with the teachers, what they have planned for the teachers is superb, because we don't want to have any more break. They're gonna say, oh, but you told us, I negated God, the disrespect. I want you, right? Why? And then people are gonna say, oh, but you told us. Like, no, I didn't tell you anything, right? So let's move on. Excellent answer from the opposition leader.
The Prime Minister and the Finance Minister hammered home on this matter of what FinSAC did in terms of the impact on the country's debt and your potential role in that debacle in the 1990s.
I want you guys to look at Mark Golding's face when he said potential role in FinSAC. Listen. This is the climax of the show. I want you to look at the man's facial expression. The audacity of Nationwide. The unmitigated God, the disrespect. Look at the man's face. Look at the man's face, Jamaica.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
Nationwide should be embarrassed. Look at the man's face. His facial expression tells you everything. Unbelievable. Listen to this.
Matter of what FinSAC did in terms of the impact on the country's debt. And
yo, look at Julian. Yo, man, I got so much more respect for Julian, bro. I kind of held against Julian because he was cool with some of the JLP people. I kind of held against Mr. Philip Bunting. What's his name? Bunting. Peter Bunting. I kind of held against him that he was kind of cool with Andrew. You know what I mean? And have like a respectful discord with him. I listen. I really don't, I don't mix and mingle. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, listen, man. Julian is the boss. Look at Julian's face. I want you to pay attention to Julian's face when the question was asked.
Spokes and the Finance Minister hammered home on this matter of what FinSAC did in terms of the impact on the country's.
Yo, I wish I could see Dr. Nathan Campbell's face. Yo, look at Julian. Julian is kissing teeth quietly, and look on Damien, and look on Dr. Damien Nathan Campbell. And look at Damien Crawford. The man is protect. What's that? Huh?
What?
FinSAC? What? Look at this.
Yo, I be laughing at my own jokes. I ain't lying.
Your potential role in.
And then Damien look
on Damien Crawford's face.
Damien Crawford look.
What? Potential role?
Are you hearing this?
That debacle in the
look at Damien. Look at
1990s. Do you accept that narrative as put forward?
Yo, look at Dr. Nathan Campbell.
Yo, look at Nathan Campbell. Yo, man, listen, man.
That is funny.
This is the entire show right here, bro. This is the climax.
Unbelievable. And do you feel that FinSac, as it played out in the 1990s?
Oh, Julian face is even more like, what is he talking about?
was damaging to the Jamaican economy.
What has been a real waste of expenditure is the over $100 million that the government spent on a commission of inquiry, which has not delivered a report. That's a scandal. Over $100 million spent on getting the facts as to what took place, and they have not published a report. FinSac ensured that
emotional damage.
You know, I think that the PNP is going to clean sweep everybody in their debates, including the Prime Minister against, the former Prime Minister against the incoming Prime Minister. Yeah, man, the outgoing Prime Minister is going to lose badly to Mark Golding. You see how Mark Golding, you see what he did there? The man say, you know what is scandalous? You're talking about FinSac, you know. But they spent over $100 million, right, to find out what happened in FinSac, but has not released the report. But you are here asking me about a potential involvement in FinSac? If I had any potential involvement in FinSac, don't you think they would have put it out nationwide? And this is the reason why Nationwide is not going to be asking any questions at the debate, because they are scandalous, they are misleading, they are full of SHIT. This is the reason. In case you never know, me find the tape. This is one of the main reasons why they will not be asking no damn question to the People's National Party. Talk to me nice. Let's continue.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have action. I don't think y'all heard what the future Prime Minister said.
Talk about it.
The man said what is a scandal is the money that was spent on FinSac. And the report has not been released. I'm going to play that again.
1990s. Do you accept that narrative as put forward? And do you feel that FinSac, as it played out in the 1990s, was damaging to the Jamaican economy?
What has been a real waste of expenditure is the over $100 million that the government spent on a commission of inquiry, which has not delivered a report. That's a scandal. Over $100 million spent on getting the facts as to what took place, and they have not published a report. FinSac ensured that in a crisis in the financial sector, depositors didn't lose any money. Pensioners didn't lose any money. Persons who had insurance didn't lose any money. That was the purpose of FinSac, and yes, it cost the country quite a lot of money, and we took time to work our way out of that. We're now at 68% debt to GDP ratio. That era is long gone. I had no role in FinSac whatsoever. I was in the private sector there. I was an attorney at law, and I was involved in business as well. So, you know, that was an environment we all had to navigate who were in the sector at that time, and we did it skillfully enough that we never had to ask FinSac for any support. Thank you.
Boom! All of the labor right them. People, I want you guys to clip that up. The ones on YouTube, anytime somebody says something about FinSac, play that. The man was an attorney at law, a business owner, and all of the things that happened to the business community happened to his company. But he never received, or his company never received any money, any relief from FinSac. And do that and beat him. Release a report. And then we see how much JLP, Smaddy, and associate actually get relief from FinSac. That was a response to a failing economy and a crisis. Talk up to me leader, no man. Talk up to me leader. Talk up to me leader, no man. Talk up to me leader. Look on Dr. Dayton Campbell.
Yo.
Militant.
Yo.
Ready.
Yo, he come like No, look at Dr. Dayton Campbell.
Militant.
Yo, this man could smell the BS a mile away. He knew what time it was, man. Man, I'm going to play that back straight through. I'm not going to interrupt. Listen to the question and the answer. Goodness. And then you're going to see Dr. Dayton Campbell's final statement.
Okay. So to Mr. Golding, just to follow up on that question asked, then you pointed out that obviously your priorities will not be the same as the government currently.
Michelle, this was months ago.
Months ago, you don't have access to in terms of information, but clearly you should, as you see in opposition, see areas where the government has put their priorities that you feel can be deprioritized to implement your programs. What would be those areas?
Yeah. I don't want to comment on that now because we have to look at
impact on the country's debt and your potential role in that debacle in the 1990s. Do you accept that narrative as put forward? And do you feel that FinSAC, as it played out in the 1990s, was damaging to the Jamaican economy?
What has been a real waste of expenditure is the over $100 million that the government spent on a commission of inquiry, which has not delivered a report. That's a scam.
Yo, y'all be calling me the worst time.
What took place, and they have not published a report. FinSAC ensured that over $100 million spent on getting the facts as to what took place, and they have not published a report.
Why this person not call me again? You know, me go block you.
Crisis in the financial sector. Depositors didn't lose any money.
If you call me one more time, I go block you. Read the room, man. Come on.
In a report. FinSAC ensured that in a crisis in the financial spend, but a report. That's a scandal. Over $100 million spent on getting the facts as to what took place, and they have not published a report. FinSAC ensured that in a crisis in the financial sector,
you are very misinformed, CLC.
Didn't lose any money. Pensioners didn't lose any money. Persons who had insurance didn't lose any money. That was the purpose of FinSAC, and yes, it cost the country quite a lot of money, and we took time to work our way out of that. We're now at 68% debt to GDP ratio. That era is long gone. I had no role in FinSAC whatsoever. I was in the private that. We're now at 68% debt to GDP ratio. That era is long gone. I had no role in FinSAC whatsoever. I was in the private sector there. I was an attorney at law, and I was involved in business as well. So, that was an environment we all had to navigate who were in the sector at that time, and we did it skillfully enough that we never had to ask FinSAC for any support. Thank you.
Yeah, one final question.
Just before you go, I'm wondering if Nationwide would ask the Prime Minister how is it that he can explain how other people got riches, but he's unable to explain his own riches according to the Integrity Commission. Dwayne?
Boom! 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 That's it. Boom! Game over, match set. How can you explain everybody else's wealth, but you can't explain your own? Him go on stage and talk about FinSAC and the greatest is rubbish. And somebody in my chat talking about FinSAC meltdown which led to FinSAC meltdown, which led the financial meltdown which led to FinSAC was as a result of bad financial policies by Omar Davis. That is a lie from the pits of hell. That is a lie from the pits of hell. Go and do your research, brother. You're duly misinformed. You understand? Omar Davis came to fix the problem that the JLP created. And one of the reasons why they had the financial meltdown was because Edward Siaga borrowed $400 million and forgot and don't pay it. And we had to incur our tax dollars, had to pay it back. All right? Okay. All right, let me play that. Big up Mr. Dr. Dayton Campbell. People, this was 4 months ago. This video, I dropped it 4 months ago. So 4 months ago, they had this press conference and they was explaining, you know, the stuff that they was doing and everything, because there was question around how they're going to fund this and how they're going to fund that. Yeah, this is it. All of the plans that they had, right? And Nationwide came up and asked that question, but let me play this. Let me play this.
What diff the road, you know, issue with the labor right to come up to we MP. We not here to be helpful.
No, this one, that's not it. That's our old one. I'm gonna go to this.
Turn around our remember you see how we remember the teacher head go sometime and walk through the RT and help far the part. You know I make a look for it, I go and start little confusion like them. So they don't disrespect it. If for real, this vote,
right,
Janela Presus will be the moderator.
Right, that's all.
Treasury for the PN minister. You know what Tofton do Dion Jackson Miller? Be a plan for you know, just like how no a plan for team PNP. So once again, this debate kicking off this Saturday me against the finance minister. Of things did tough, but when the people look deep in themselves and see what labor right do to them in the 1980s, they say they rather suffer with the PNP.
See it, yeah?
I want the PNP are back up everything.
See it,
Let me tell you something.
Talk up the things them, Dre.
Against the finance minister, but for whatever reason, brother, the labor right themselves favor can't manage. So instead of she alone defend the government, they have to team up. Never in the history we have a team debate on economy. But of course, anyway you take it, the truth will prevail and Jamaican people know.
Of course, Joseph Parchment, exactly.
The PNP prep themselves because you know for them little talking point. Oh, Finns at this.
Yes.
18 and a half years.
Yes.
My question to Peter Bunting and Miss Keisha and this, kindly remind the people them why when you see them bring up the 18 year of the PNP, you need to put it to them. Jamaica need to ask themselves and look into themselves why the people of this country kept the Labour Party in opposition for 18 and a half years.
Why is that?
There was a reason.
Why is that?
Things did rough, things did tough, but when the people look deep into themselves and see what Labour right do to them in the 1980s, they say they rather suffer with the PNP.
Mighty God.
I want the PNP are back up everything. Let me tell you something, you know, debates are not won sometime by the facts where you present and the truth. You see how you articulate yourself, you see how you defend yourself, how you present all of a garbage you talk. But you see if you present the garbage in a way where if you make the other side look bad, you're gone with the interview, my love. So me just tell you, delivery is everything. No make no boy and no girl on the debate side come tell you no truth and facts. Shun them. No make them style, you know. Work on a delivery. Delivery is key. So you know them are gonna come up with FinSac and the financial meltdown. Yes. One thing you know for use and sink the labor right. Ask them if when Siaga borrowed the 400 million US and never pay it back, if they don't think that would have helped cause the financial meltdown in the 90s. You know if you know them something here.
Teach them, J. Brian. Teach them. 400 million US. I forgot. Who forgets to pay back or that they borrowed 400 million US? And you don't think that that is going to affect any type of financial meltdown in this small economy? $400 million. Where person they want to talk a while ago about financial this and financial meltdown. Is the labor right them cause it? And the PNP had to come and fix it. Just like how them violate the IMF. Like them a bad man. and follow the rules of the IMF agreement in the money where them borrow from them. The agreement where they signed in 2010. And Mama P have to come fix things. Hello? Mama P and our team have to come fix things. Do not be fooled, do not be tricked. The facts are there. Go do the research and stop make people fooling about FinSac and all of these things. FinSac was a response to remedy the damage that the JLP did. Yeah. If you say to me say the JLP and the PNP was too close and them they too friendly as political parties at the time, and you feel like say I have no problem with that. But you see, if you're gonna solely blame FinSac on the People's National Party and not understand what FinSac is, you are so wrong. Now, let's get to the honesty, because we are dealing with the honesty. FinSac was a reaction to what the JLP did. However, the advice that they took from the IMF people to remedy the damage that was done, something called the Washington Consensus, a young financial mind he was, didn't realize the damage that the Washington Consensus, basically he was taken advantage of by respected financial worldwide analysts in the advice that they gave us. That is the mistake that they made. So some people, in an effort to actually get back the monies to those people and cover those debts, that really damaged us in terms of the power of our dollar. The Washington Consensus damaged us. You understand? It really damaged us. Damage. You know what I mean? So, it's a lot. It's not no one-way street, nothing. When it comes to the financial meltdown, it's not a one-way street. And if people are really honest about it, they'll put it to you in that way. Right? So go research the Washington Consensus. And when was that implemented in Jamaica? And which government was in power? And why was it implemented? Go research those things. And no founder now go do it because one of those love to say things in that comment section. Right? Because me can't say anything, you know. But if you don't go do your research, you're gonna know for sure. But someone don't want to know for sure, one just want to hear, one want to hear. And someone want to say, and people just take that. But because me not depend that, when me listen to Mr. Andrew Holness, that went to the IMF, that spoke to the IMF officials when he was young, because he's so brilliant in his field, right, of economics, right? Because he's so brilliant, they confessed to him, right? And they were apologetic of what they did to then the People's National Party government. You understand? In giving them the advice to use the Washington Consensus. Yeah, they apologized because they well knew. See, America always is trying to, whoever they can, control, you know. So the Jamaican economy being so close to them, right? This is why they had an issue with Michael Manley, because he was not supporting their ideals and their system and their functions. That's why they attacked the PNP, and that's why they used the JLP to destabilize Jamaica. This is a fact. The CIA documents came out the other day showing this to be so. They even tied home fire to discredit Michael Manley. That was all planned and executed, right? So please, guys, just go do your research, all right? But we know why nationwide is not welcomed at any debates for the People's National Party. It was at this moment that they knew they messed up. Right here.
Pointed out that obviously your priorities will not be the same as the government currently in power, and certainly there's things that you don't have access to in terms of information, but clearly you should, as you see in opposition, see areas where the government has put their priorities that you feel can be deprioritized to implement your programs. What would be those areas?
I don't want to comment on that now because we have to look, we make table.
Impact on the country's debt and your potential role in that debacle in the 1990s. Do you accept that narrative as put forward? And do you feel the country's debt and your potential role in that debacle in the...
Right there. Have you ever seen Mark Golding? Have you ever seen? Right there, ladies and gentlemen. It was at this moment that he knew he messed up. Look at Damian Crawford. Looking at Julian Robinson. And look at Julian Robinson looking at Mark Golding. And look at Mark Golding looking at them like, what? What kind of question is that? I have nothing to do with FinSac. But they steady try to pin him as if this is where the man getting wealth. Because Andrew Holness cannot explain his wealth. He wants to throw, he has been showing subliminals about FinSac and Mark Golding and all of these things in his speeches. He has been throwing stones. Why has pushed this agenda thoroughly. They are not invited in any of the debates to ask any question, ladies and gentlemen. And oh, by the way, to put the icing on the cake, the other day they threatened. Cliff Hughes stated if somebody can box Dayton Campbell in his face and tell him to shut up. When you add all of those things together, nationwide, you're kind of dark like a midnight to blouse and skirt. I don't know what to tell you, say. I don't know what to tell you. Who is that, my baby? Patricia, what's up, babes? Godson, my name I see you chat, you know. Bless up on yourself. Make sure you follow our platforms on YouTube. Bolo VNR, Bolo TBV. For my people on TikTok. Right there, so you see it? Yeah, man. Those are all my YouTube platforms right there. All right, see you guys later. TikTok, big up on yourself. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all the gifts. Thank you guys for all the likes. I really appreciate you. Decade 7, big up yourself. Big up yourself. All right, one. So I started late today. I didn't put much videos out. So I said I was going to just go all the way in today. And I think I did my best. Hope you guys enjoyed the presentation, the show, you know, the reasoning. And for those that are just coming in, you know, you can watch the replay, you know. I'm not recording everything nowadays. There's some things that I've put my views on that is squarely in the live stream. So you guys need to watch the live stream. And then the uploads now, sometimes I have exclusive uploads, meaning that I didn't do a live stream. So you still need to check out the uploads as well. Yes? All right. So bless up, ladies and gentlemen, on Bolo VNR. Thank the 115 people that hit the like button. A special shout out to you guys. And thank the people on Bolo VNR clips that hit the like button as well. The people that came through and watched and didn't hit the like button, thank you guys as well for your attention. We might not agree, all right, but you know, hey, you guys still viewed. Not true. Yeah, man, you guys need to go watch the full show for Mystic Sensation. I'm telling you, the one last night. All types of Hiroshima bombs was being dropped. when it comes to the information, and just questions asked and analysis. Crazy. Telling you, it was insane. I was like, what? Huh? Wait. Oh, wait. Whoa. Back up. What? Nah. That was my whole reaction last night. I was like, nah. Ain't no way, bro. Who? Mr. What? Is who? What? And they own who? And they are linked to what? I'm like, nah. This is too much. This is actually too much. So, salute to the people on Bolo Vienna clip. See y'all later. Yeah, we need to use my computer. People, bless up on yourself. Salute. The word is love. I'm out. Peace.